Hello everybody. Good morning or good afternoon or good evening, depending on what time it is for you where you are. Happy Sunday. Welcome back to the weekend. Hello Hazel Basil. Hello. Good evening Hazel. Good evening. Hi all. Hello. Hi Miss Kira. Hi Miss Kira. How you doing? You have good breakfast? Soft cat. Lost 2 pallies, 16 and 18 so far. Rough to lose profession skill progression. Oh no, I'm so sorry. My second priest, first one died at 15, second one back up to 14. It's all about the redemption. I'm currently level 12 after having died at 15 in my last warlock. But we're almost 13 and I want to push right past it. I also want to buy a bag. I have 60 silver because I've been doing purely gathering professions. So I'm not saying I'm rich, but I'm pretty rich. I also have my wand all ready to go for next level, so I don't need to worry about that. And I have an empty bag slot, and I'm thinking I want a silk bag. I don't want a soul bag. I don't feel I need to carry around that many soul shards. I'm not like raiding or anything like that. And I just want to first of all remember what they're called, because there was a large sack on the auction house for like 45 silver. Runecloth bags are looking like 5 gold. Mage weaves are like 1 gold 40. Those are 12 slots. And then you've got small silk pack. There we go. So let's find out. Small silk pack. 35, 36 silver. That's pretty good. I will buy one of those and get myself 10 extra bag slots because I had like an empty opening on my bag bar anyway. Worth. Yeah. I only just found out yesterday that most of these bags don't bind on equip, so if you take one of them off, you can actually post it up to sell it again, even like these crafted silk ones. I can wear this, and then if I later decide that I want to buy mage weaves or runecloths or something like that, I can actually take that bag right back off and sell it, and that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. No reason not to. Don't see any reason why not. Quest-wise, I was gonna maybe, let's see, what do they want me to do? Stormpike's delivery. Is that having me go all the way up north? Or are we just doing it in town here? Oh, no. We've got something we can turn in town. I've got another thing to turn in back at the logging camp. And then we've got a few things over in kind of the Hogger area to do, but it's also a decent level for me to go back and finish up those level 9 quests that I left behind in Dunmoreau. So we'll do a little this, little that. Happy Sunday, friends. Didn't know you could resell the bags. I don't know if any of them later on start to soulbind, but certainly none of the ones that I've seen so far have done so. So you can hang on to them and post them back up again. Missed end of yesterday. Hellgrave is the new Voidwalker. I see. He is. And it's the finest Voidwalker name that I've yet to see on any of my warlocks, retail or classic, like ever. So I feel a little, I don't want to say extra pressure, but like extra pressure to not die. Because, you know, it's one thing for me to do it to myself, but can we really do Hellgrave like that? He came all the way out of the Twisting Nether or whatever. And he deserves to reach level 60. He's only level 12 right now. Any close calls? A couple of them, not so much yesterday, the day before yesterday when I was still like sub level 10 in Dunmoreau, I had a few hairy pulls, furry, if you will, with some wolves that triple pulled, but there's guards, you run back, you try to make better choices next time. I am turning in this. Given that I'm already all the way up here, I might just, I don't really want, yeah, he wants me to take that all the way to Loch Modan. We're not gonna do that just yet. We're gonna untrack that for a second. But I'm kind of running low on these appropriate level quests, and I'm kind of right by the trams, so I feel like maybe we're just gonna go back home to where we were, and maybe mess with some of the snow trolls, maybe mess with some of the leper gnomes. I've got, I'm level nearly 13. I'm about to put on my big girl wand. I have more gear than I had last time, and we got Hellgrave. Never got out of listening to My Chemical Romance, still posts in his live journal. Dark pack animals. Feel the weird thing with close calls and hardcore. It's always mobs you wouldn't think are scary. It's always something where you pull one on purpose and you're like, cool. And then a second one happens and then you're like, okay. And then a third one and you're like, oh. But like you already decided you were cool from the first two. So it takes like, that's part of my problem is that it takes me way too long to change my mind and decide to just abort and get out of there. I'm not fast enough to hit the eject button and just start running. Daylight's burning. England is an oven. Can literally cook food in this heat. Oh, I'm so sorry. You could start Westfall. I could do. I'm not going to. Not yet. It's too soon. That tram timing. There is the Pied Piper quest. Hellgrave sounds like the lead singer of a gothic heavy metal band. There's no way you can die the Pied Piper quest. I believe you because it's you. But it sounds like the kind of thing that I would say. There's no way that you could die. Hi, kitty cat. How you doing? Remember raising unarmed skill, punching rats in the tram. I've decided if I pull more than 2, it's an instant abort mission. Yeah, that's a smart rule. Sometimes, though, like, I'll be farming mobs that are, like, really far below my level, and I'm like, well, this one's almost dead. Does it really count as a triple pull? I qualify too much. Oh, hi, kitty cat. You lay down right there? That's a good spot. Okay, now that I'm back here, is there anything? I don't need any more profession training. I don't think oh, do I need any, warlock training? I spent some, I think. Yeah, I trained basically everything except for Curse of Weakness because I can't be bothered. It seems like a reasonable curse to put on something, but is it worth the global? I don't know. I don't think so. I want to go do... Where do I want to start here? Maybe with the Shimmer Weed and the Frost Mains. That might be a reasonable spot. You still got to be careful because those casters can really get you. Since the last time that you saw me, yesterday, I have installed threat plates. I decided I was going to look through the most popular classic add-ons, and I was going to grab the first one that seemed to deal with threat, and that was threat plates. So I fiddled with it a tiny bit because I kind of initially hated the font. I still don't know if I'm done setting it up, but it does seem really nice for keeping an eye on threat, especially if I have Hellgrave tanking more than one mob and I need to decide which one I want to have him taunt. It's nice to know which one I'm kind of losing. The thing I discovered, and I knew this, people told me this, I knew it to some extent from experience. The Voidwalker, at least early, maybe later on it's better, but right now he sucks at threat. He's good, he's tanky. If he has the mob, he's pretty good at living. He just, his torment is not such a big threat, and you as a warlock generate lots of threat, especially if you have your gear somewhat upgraded, you're doing decent damage. Even just having your dots rolling will pull mobs off of your Voidwalker, even if he has taunted within the last 5 seconds, so it's not like the end of the world, but it is funny to see it laid out in like hard, indisputable numbers in front of you when you can see the threat values. Did you know that you can do the first 2 Trog quests without going the Valley of Death at all? Meant to be helpful, not rubbing salt in the wounds. That's a good thing to look out for next time I head out there. Thank you. I will try very hard not to repeat my previous mistakes. I will eat some food. I made lots of spiced wolf meat. I farmed a bunch of those wolves. Spiced up some meat for some basic buff food. I've got a whole stack of 20. They're only 2 stam 2 spirit, but still, it's something. It's a lot of meat. 20? It's pretty good. Those packs of wolves in Elwyn Forest that are kind of around those little rock cairn looking things that have the copper on them sometimes. There's like 8 or 9 wolves sometimes around those, and it's great for leveling that particular cooking recipe. I finally got my cooking to 50, and I suppose I upgraded my cooking, because now I can do... I do kind of want to do Westfall, but also I'm not ready to die. I feel like if I'm going to do Westfall, I'm going to need to do it exceedingly carefully. I want up. I'm pretty sure I want up, because there's going to be shimmer weed up there. So yeah, some of these are just gray mobs. Holy moly, 26. I did play the Hunter a little bit yesterday. I did log into it. I killed a few mobs to remind myself that I can, and that it's all right, and that I'm not going to die the moment I step out of the town. Those null camps are real spicy. I wouldn't really advise hitting the wetlands null camps alone unless you severely outlevel them. And I was doing it with Flappy, and we were both using like all of our CC. We would have one mob sapped, one mob trapped, like focus targets, target priority laid out for all of the rest of it. And it wasn't dicey, so to speak, but it was like, it felt necessary to do all of that. Are you afraid to play the hunter? Yes. I'm also having fun playing the warlock. I want to play the warlock. Both things. Both things. Did my first wetlands run yesterday? How did it go? I'm assuming you survived. Otherwise I feel like the sentence would be I died on my first wetlands run yesterday, or something to that effect. I don't actually remember where the ladder is, so I'm just gonna do laps around this mountain until I find my way up. Worst case scenario, there's always boars. We're really close to 13 where we get like the good wand, or get to put on the good wand. I lived, but the road there is very red. It's like 14. That is the scary level to do it in, as that is like the level 14s are those crocolisk's favorite food. Just noticed both Aesel and Hellgrave have hell in their name. I don't think I noticed that either. Neat. Hello Hazel, enjoying WoW Sunday play? Nice and comfy. I got most of the coffee still. Honestly, I have a cat on my lap with a heating pad covering part of my lap. I don't want to overheat the cat. Kitty, are you too warm? Took a wrong turn going through the tunnels in the mountains. Got ambushed by a level 19 orc scout. That got me going. Oh, jeez. It's a thing that I say often in this game, but you're braver than me. Can't wait for Inksy to rise from the depths of Hazel's retail character list. She's on the top. I scrolled her right to the forefront of that list. I did now that I am looking at her a bit more often, I've like, you know, set up her transmog and other related things, or I'm logging into her being like, huh, what should I do? The eye shine thing is bothering me more than it was. When I first kind of noticed it, and when it started getting brought up in Saturday news questions, I was like, yeah, that's annoying, but you know, you mostly see it on the character select screen. It's not that big of a deal. But now that I'm looking at a female gnome more often, it's like, who is shining a laser pointer at her, and can they stop? I hope that they deal with that, because it's distracting and I don't like it. It looks like it hurts, you know? Okay. So I can untrack these for now, because those aren't the ones we're doing. If we go back to here, got these 3 quests. I posted up some copper ore before I left, so I should get some silver. We got 25 silver. I'm kind of tempted. I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do with my gold yet. On one hand, I think a good temptation is to just continue saving silver, and every time you get like 38 of it, buy another silk bag and just rotate it out until I have like 4 full 10 slot bags, because I think that would be really, really, really nice for questing. I'm gonna pay a little bit of attention. These are green, but they're not like wildly green, so I'm gonna try and pull this a bit carefully. There's no reason to get smoked here. So when the threat plate is green, it means that Hellgrave has it, and when it's red, it means it's coming for me. The number on the left is my threat percentage against the mob, and if it hits 100, that's when I'm like really in trouble. So that's a caster. I think I can pull it alone. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hit it with a wand, and I'm just going to range it. Because I've discovered that line of sighting is a mess. I think we did get to, actually. Line of sighting's a mess in Classic. Let's triple dot, and then get this one. Taunt it. Triple dot that, too. Oh, it is a triple pull. But yeah, if you're managing aggro, and it's not, it takes a bit of doing. It takes a bit of getting used to. Also, better wand time, 6.2 DPS on the wand. It takes a bit of getting used to, but if you can kind of, and threat plates feels mandatory for this, tab through and pick who you want him to taunt next manually as opposed to just hoping for the best, it's like, it feels a lot better. Okay, I want this. Those are just shimmer weeds? Those are just shimmer weeds. I'm not going in the cave. That's a you problem. You're level 7. Bless you. Good luck. Are you good? They're mages. Mages can get away from things. Right? Oh, I dodged it. That's nice. I do have a health stone and health potions locked and loaded too. They're the baby health potions, but they should be good for this particular level. Brave the cave! Oh, I need a new talent point. I need to spend another talent point. I need to decide if I want faster corruption cast or more stam. Because if the sooner I do this, the sooner I can get better Void Walker. Yeah. I put 1 point into the improved corruption cast, and I feel like it's casting pretty fast. It's definitely better than it was. It's not a full 2 seconds anymore. I will put more points into that eventually, but for now, safety first. Try not to fall off the mountain. Oh, hey, they drop shimmerweed too. That's nice. And there's some copper here. Again, trying not to fall off the mountain. You can fall off the mountain and it does hurt. 0.4 seconds better than it was. It's just true. Hey, that's a 0.4 seconds. It adds up a lot when you cast it all the time. Ooh, I got a shadow gem. That's 2 silver 50 I get to keep. This is a great spot for copper. You know, there are like trolls and stuff, but I think that even if everybody leaves and I get respawns, I think I can still work my way out of here pretty safely, especially with this new wand. This does pretty chunky damage. It's like 20% of their health per swing. I'd laugh if you left the mountain. It's Sunday. I had a really comfy Saturday. It was one of those days where you finally get to a bunch of things that you've been meaning to do for a little bit, and then you're just finally like, well, fine. I pulled out my winter clothes from the storage bins under my bed, and I rotated out my summer winter clothes. So I put away like the summer dresses, and which I didn't really end up wearing nearly as much as I thought I was gonna be. I had this vision of summer including an awful lot of like sundresses and I mostly just wore shorts and a t-shirt. I should remember that if I'm shopping for next year. But I put away that stuff, and then I brought out my fuzzies and some extra sweaters. Although you gotta be careful of which ones you bring out, because you gotta be careful of that. You don't want to bring out anything really, really nice because there is still a little bit of a land shark in the area. Natty213, thank you very much for the 51-month resub. Happy belated birthday. Sorry I missed the real thing. Oh, no, don't worry. Thank you very much. Sundresses while fishing. I counter that with sun protective clothing while fishing. Fishing is like the place where I want my sun layers on more than anything else, because not only are you getting UV straight down from the sky, but it bounces off the water and comes back at you from below. And you're sweating off your sunscreen. So sunscreen's good, but it's hard to beat like a nice light ventilated long sleeve shirt for that. You do level slower than the quests in an area get harder. Do you level slower than the quest? Yeah. If you want to keep on top of, it's almost mandatory if you want to do quote unquote safe quests to, it's nearly mandatory to either do 2 zones worth of starter areas or grind mobs to kind of patch those gaps and catch up in between. If you're just in one like racial zone, so to speak. You know, like you're a night elf and you're just doing Darkshore. Darkshore has a lot of quests, but I still found myself grinding at levels in between them just to feel safe doing some. And there were some quests that I never did on my hunter. Escort quests are a great example of. These will almost always get you killed. Not just comfy, but productive. I set up my printer. I swapped out my old, somewhat smudgy inkjet with a, I got a laser printer just so I can make documents, print documents at home. It's one of those things that you think that you're not going to need to do because everything's digital until every now and then you just need to do something, and I do not want to have to go print something at like Staples, so I got myself set up there. It did involve typing in my wireless network key 3 separate times using only an up and a down arrow to scroll through the entire alphabet, uppercase and lowercase, plus numbers and symbols. I only needed to do it once, but at the end of it, the confirm key was up for no and down for yes. And apparently that's too hard for me because I think up good. Of course, up must mean yes. And I misguessed it twice, despite the fact that it was telling me and I had to type the whole thing again. But I was happy when it was over. Felt way better once it was done. There you go. I've been carrying that stowed around for a long time. This way. Bought 3 dresses and a swimsuit cover. Only wore one of the dresses, wore the cover because I took the kid to the pool. First time ever. Is it still fishing season? It's fall fishing. Fall fishing around now. It's fall fishing time. And we probably could take the pup fishing before the season's over, but not for like the whole day like we used to do. I want to take the pup swimming, but I need to find the right day for it. I want to swap my entire roster to Alliance. Should I purchase a bunch of faction swaps? Do I just start leveling an entirely new Alliance roster? That's like a personal thing that will be different for different people. I always level fresh, both because I'm cheap and it irks me to pay Blizzard to move data around, but also because I like leveling and I love an excuse to like pick out a fresh race class combination and like fresh names and start everything over again. And so much of the progress, that's a lot of mobs, so much of the progress that you get on a character, a lot of the things that I work on are account wide anyways, like my mounts and my pets and toys and whatnot. Those are all things that I pretty much just get to keep. So I'm always leveling fresh, but I am not the only point of view there. I know lots of people that think I'm silly. Cycled 50 kilometers yesterday. Legs feel like they're made of lead today. Holy! You can just imagine the science health class infographic of your muscles like knitting together a new layer of like cooler muscles on top of them. That's how it works, right? You get one extra muscle, like you start out with just like hamstrings, and then every time you exercise, you like unlock another one. It's like, wow, I now have a quad. This is why I'm not a personal trainer. I see a battered chest. I'm not going to stress about it. They're basically empty anyways. They never have anything good, but I will rotate around and clear those mobs. We can. Yeah, all right. We have fully explored the Frostbane Hold. We're still looking for headhunters. Have not found so many of those. Exercise is a lot like leveling up in real life, but the XP decay mechanics are awful. I would agree with that. It's hard to feel like if you exercise for a while and you were getting like quite fit and then something happens and you stop. I know that theoretically all that experience, even if you lose all of your physical gains and you revert back to how you were, or worse because you're older now, you still had some form of progress or practice or like knowledge gained or something. Like you're still better off than you were before, but it's hard for me to remember that. And it makes me feel like there's no point exercising unless I'm going to never quit for the rest of my life. And then I'm like, well, you're never going to stick it out that long, so then I don't start. It's not a good excuse, but it's one I've made once or twice. Yeah, okay, you can have the chest. That's fine. That's fine. I wasn't clear enough here anyway. There are not so much with the headhunters in this cave. Nah, there should be a few spawns of them actually. I still need 5 of them for the quest. Surprised at how big this cave actually was. Neither one of those are headhunters. Uncle Junko, thank you very much for the brand new sub. Appreciate it. Maybe they're out hunting heads. It's gotta be where they are. Oh, or they're having their heads hunted. Used to work for Blizzard HR. That's a snow strider. That's a hide skinner. I feel like last time I did this quest, I got all of the headhunters like up top on the hill camps. I bet there's a lot of them sitting in that giant pack of like 8 that was right outside of this cave. I just don't know if even if I'm level 13, if that part's a good idea. Starting again after a break is rough. It sucks because, or one of the reasons that I feel that it sucks is that you remember like what you were able to do before, and then you'll get like a third of the way through that, and then you'll feel like death, and you'll be like, man, I used to be able to do this. Like, what's, like, even though logically you understand all the reasons why it works like that, like, in your brain it's like, how can go backward? Not fair. Oh, gambling. Sure, yeah, I forgot. Let me start that up. Although, surely I'll never die. Invincible, invulnerable, heading straight to level 60. Let's see. I say as I fiddle with my Twitch UI in the middle of a cave. Let's go back here. Hey, that was a headhunter. Would you look at that? Do this one. Maybe eat a little fresh food. Here, I'll give you 15 minutes to vote this time. Throw that up there. So much bag space. Those 10-slot bags are super, super worth it. I feel like on basically any character, that's one of my biggest goals to try to grind for. Oh, a headhunter. That's the worst spell to tag it with. Agony doesn't tick for like 3 seconds. There we go. When in doubt, just use wand. That's a snow strider. They do drop linen. Bold of you to assume you live 15 minutes. So pumped for the new druid-focused patch. Druids are my favorite. Thanks for reminding me to need to shop for bags. I think that that's one of the reasons, one of the big reasons why I am feeling more like playing my warlock than my hunter, is playing my warlock is just kind of a way for me to feel like I have bag space. My hunter runs out of it so fast, even though she's... I took off the herb bag, by the way. I switched out the herb bag for another silk bag. I guess I just need to, oh, there's a headhunter. I guess I just need to save up more. Oh, there's 2 of them. Save up more and get even bigger bags on her. But when you're carrying around profession stuff, plus having to give up, like, I feel like I have to give up the bag slot for the quiver because it's giving me an extra 10% range attack speed, and I have to hold a lot of arrows anyways. Like, I can go through a whole quiver worth of arrows in a reasonable amount of time. Wait until you have to farm shards en masse. When is that, though? I can't think of any reason why I would need to farm a whole bag of shards. Like, I'm not planning to raid. For leveling, it seems like as long as I have, like, 2 or 3 to resummon my Woodwalker or like make a Hellstone, I can't think of anything else that I'm really gonna need to cast that's like important to cast while leveling that's gonna cost soul shards. Pains of raiding Molten Core the Warlock, had to start the raid with bags full of shards. Yeah, I can totally see how they'd be really important for that. But for in the context of hardcore, it doesn't seem like it's nearly as big of a consideration. My warlock is not a tamer. I thought about having my hunter send my warlock stuff, because my hunter has more gold, because she's higher level. And I thought about it, and I think what I decided was I want to keep these two characters separate from each other. I want to keep them separate from each other and not send myself stuff, because I want to feel like if I make gold in one character, that my move is to reinvest all of that gold back into that character. I don't want to, like, subconsciously prefer one of them over the other and then, like, leech resources away from the lesser loved character. I want to give them each their fairest shot possible by making their own gold and then investing that gold back into their gear. So, like, yeah, I could have bought a bunch of really good bags for my warlock from, with the gold my hunter has. But my hunter should probably buy herself some greens. She is about at the level where she needs to go shopping again. Chicken out, send some mats and gold to another character in case I die. I think that's a really smart thing to do. I think that's reasonable. About to go to my nephew's birthday party. Have to catch up on the adventures this evening. Good luck. Rooting for staying alive. Thanks, Siley. You need to buy rapid fire. I do need to buy rapid fire. I got to the level where I'm going to get my very first cooldown. It's very exciting. We're planning a party. But I need to make sure I save the silver to buy it because they start to cost like kind of a lot after a while. That one's tagged, but I can help somebody with it. These are level 9s-ish. I remember grinding these mobs to get to level 13 so that I could get the wand last time. But I was doing it with like no greens at all. Like it had not occurred to me that I could possibly it had not occurred to me that I could possibly. Am I skinning? I am skinning. I forgot I was skinning. Shop, you know, my first two characters, or like my warlock, my first warlock that died, and then my hunter up until level like 18. I did not think to look for things that I could buy in the auction house, except for maybe like a bow on the hunter. So I was like level like 18, 19, maybe even 20 leaving Darkshore, and I was streaming on Discord to Flabby, and he was looking at my gear, and he was like, "What are you wearing?" It was like grays. Will there be cake? I need to do some baking soon. That was one thing that I thought about getting to yesterday that I never did. Is I need to make my dog some cookies, both because I really want to, and I finally bought the can of pumpkin I need to do it. But thirdly, because I'm kind of low on dog treats. And I don't want to go to the store right now. I'm lazy. I'm staying home, comfy. Got to grind fast respawn, pretty weak. Shall we do some math? No, never do the math. Never run the numbers of how many of them you need to level up. Just grind mobs. Having the Void Walker, the last time I did this, I certainly did not have a Void Walker. I was, I mean, the last time I did this, I didn't have a Void Walker and I didn't have a wand. I was like hard casting Immolate and then Agony and not Corruption. And then I guess I was firebolting them. That was about it. Okay. And this one. Excuse me. Hellgrave, could you come over here, please? Thank you. Baking could be a weekend activity. It could. Got the Luxthos leveling weak core for exactly this reason. Didn't want to do any math. What does it do? I uninstalled weak cores. I installed them because I had heard about like a hunter bow swing timer weak core, and then I like looked around for it and I couldn't immediately find it, and then I got tired and I decided I didn't really need it anyways. And then I just like uninstalled weak cores eventually because I was tired of looking at this pack of like 4 different entries on my add-on list that I wasn't even using. Yeah, I think the Luxthos weak cores are good. I tend to not default to them as quickly these days. Not because of anything wrong with them, but just because I prefer... I'm at a point in my life where I don't want anything on my screen that I'm not actively using. And whenever I used to like get the Luxthos pack and then gut all the ones that I didn't want, I would make it look super awful. Like it would look like I'd scavenged it for parts, which I had. But I didn't want like a bunch of alerts and timers, and I didn't want anything on my screen that I didn't ask for, I guess you could say. And they're great. They're great kits, but they're you're getting stuff that some of it's just not that important to me. Big XP bar, some stats under it, XP per hour, time to level, experience of finished quests. I feel like XP per hour is something I probably don't want to know. I would start to feel real bad if I, you know, I found a spot and I'm like, well, this is good gold. I feel pretty safe here. And then I looked at my XP per hour and it's just like a fraction of what it used to be. I'm pretty happy with this amount of experience for these mobs, though, for how fast they respawn, and I feel pretty safe. I certainly feel like I kill them quite quickly. Which is good, because we do need to kill a lot of them for this quest. Dream Surge is borked. Event started, nothing happened. There should be a portal somewhere in the zone, but if the portal's not spitting anything out, then that could be bugged. Real killers, all the running? Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think sometimes I spend too much time going between places looking for the perfect farming spot, or like the perfect questing spot, or like the right quest to be doing for a particular level, and what I need to do is just kill anything in front of me. Anything in front of me that won't get me killed. Just farm whatever and call it good. But, you know, you also got to account for what's going to make you gold, because you need gold to improve your gear, and it's important to go back to town sometimes, and I am not somebody who gets out of town in a hurry in this game. I certainly... Oh, I blew my torment cooldown. That was my own fault. It takes ages to run around town. I've never in my life, in any version of Classic, hardcore or regular, I have never, ever, ever, ever had a mount in Classic. And it would be really cool if I did it for the first time in hardcore. You gotta get to level 40, which seems... And then also, you gotta either do a class quest if you're a warlock. For the warlock. Or my hunter would need to pay gold. She would need to actually be able to afford the mount. It's expensive, yeah. But how cool would that be? Plus, you got to carry it around your bag. It's a bag slot. Ooh, there's copper over there. Do I want to stay here just until I'm done the quest, or do I want to hang out longer than that? I think I would, I'll move on once I'm done these quests, because I also have the Trog quests in Dun Moreau to do, and those ones seem pretty safe. I also betcha I can do Vagash now. Or better yet, at 14. You could make a checklist of what to do in town, put the items on the list in the order you should do them. You could do that. That's a thing you could do. Level 32. Rip. Kylie B. Whenever it's questy spam. Questy spam usually means they were in a group, because if you're solo and you have questy, it's not usually going to say anything because you're not in a group. Level 40 lock pally mounts were free. It was level 60 mounts that were quests, and the quests were long. Oh, you don't even have to do a quest for the... I've never been there. I don't know. That's cool. When do you think Classic Plus will be coming? I don't know. I don't even know. I feel like you've skipped a step with that question. I feel like it assumes things that are not givens. Hang out here for like 10 minutes, 50 XP per, 10 seconds per mob. Seemed good to me. There's something very, very, very efficient about optimizing the leveling in that way. It's kind of satisfying. So one thing I've learned is that you got to be careful if you're trying to like help somebody who's running, because it will not only aggro, especially if they've already tagged it. It's not just the one that you help. You can pretty easily get like triples. Thankfully, these guys do not seem to do large amounts of damage. I'll still use a hell stun. Wow, Drain Soul does nothing. Drain Soul is not very good damage. There we go. Make another Hellstone. That wasn't very efficient of me. To be fair, it was 4 of them. It's a bit tough because you've got spell pushback. Plus, I'm diseased. My strength is reduced by 2. Whatever am I gonna do? That was also when I got the weak arm. Be careful helping someone. Full stop. I have to restrain myself from helping sometimes, which can feel bad. Yeah. I think the more you play, the better you get, hopefully. The better you get, hopefully, at kind of risk assessment and figuring out, you know, if the worst thing happens, how dangerous is that gonna be for me? You know, if I help this person and I end up with a quad pull, is that, like, the end? Or is it fine? Because it is nice to help people. Although sometimes I feel like when I save somebody, especially if they were, you know, way too low level for the area or whatever, sometimes I feel like when I save somebody, I'm just kind of delaying the inevitable. I just feel like I'm buying them some time. Not to say that you don't learn if you don't die, but sometimes it feels like there's a triple. And then that one's almost dead anyway, so we can just finish that. Let him keep the aggro on that. Something that I struggle with occasionally is I will toggle off my wand shoot when I'm just trying to like start it on a new mob. If you just switch targets, it stays on. But I'm sometimes a bit confused as to whether or not it's active. Because if she's not actively in the middle of a wand animation, she's just standing there like she's not doing anything. Hellgrave is an awesome name for a warlock pet. Oh. Delay as much as possible to see how long the delay can be. This is true. This is true. Oh, I guess I'm doing the boar. I haven't been skinning much lately. That was the nice thing about the Wendigo Cave farm, was it was such good leather on top of everything else. So my bags are just about full. This is the other reason why it's nice to max out your bag space as best as you can, is it lets you stay out and farm longer without feeling like you have to. I'm just gonna use that. It's just 25 copper. I'm not gonna actually post it. What else can I get rid of over here? Gathering's good for extra silver. Is mining good too? Do the ores sell? Yes. Mining is... If you're looking to gather just for the sake of gold making, and you're not trying to like gather to feed your own profession, it seems like mining is dramatically better than herbalism. Later on, there are some herbs that will certainly sell, but a lot of your basic ones are early. I guess I should be... I'm speaking in terms of like the first 20 levels. If the copper ore is way more profitable than like Peace Bloom or Silverleaf. Later on, and then I feel like the later ores are also like continuing to be profitable. It's a lot of stuff I can vendor. Yeah, okay. Also, there's a vendor just right in the Brunel village. You can just clear out your bags there. There are certainly herbs that are worth it later, but you find a lot of it's basically just better to vendor. Hi, Queen. Hey. Did you buy the classic Brutosaur yet? Decided to help with a toast, remembering him fondly. Did he die? Sometimes I see people in front of my eyes escape from things that you'd think there would be no way, and they just they squeeze out of there. People live sometimes. Turning that in, that's a quest item copper, quest item gray, quest item vendor. I'm tempted to sell the rockets. They're really good, but I never remember to use them.
good.
Get a cooking level out of this. Classic producer. He's joking.
Great to meet you.
There's so much silver. Skinning's worked well. Haven't tried mining yet. Mining's a tiny bit more annoying because you do need to go back to town to sell the copper ore. Like, it'll vendor for 5 copper, but it'll auction for like 40 to 60. But it is, I've made a decent chunk of silver off of it. It's nice. Alright, we're up to 46 silver. Next time I'm in town, I'm getting another silk bag. See if I won't. He very much died. Borden was his name. I remember him well, as an alive person. Hello, young lady. Hello. I'm still young lady. I had a great walk this morning with Mr. Moose. He saw crows, he saw squirrels. Sun was coming up. There was like a bird singing that had this weird sound that was kind of like a slide whistle. That was kind of cool. It was good. It was good. He likes to survey the various sticks that we pass on our walks and then select which one he would like to pick up and carry with him for a while. And then later on, he'll encounter another stick and he has to decide, am I going to trade sticks? Do I drop my current stick and then get this other new stick? Forgot about AFK Wanding in Classic. For casters, I don't know if mages spend a lot of time doing it. They might. But for priests and warlocks, it is your bread and butter. I don't even really Shadow Bolt. Shadow Bolt is like my filler spell, and I don't think it's worth the mana. I think that as long as you have a reasonably up-to-date wand, you are dramatically better off to just dot something up and then just wand. Moose's opinion on squirrels is that he likes to look at them. He would like to woof at them, but he hasn't quite worked himself up to the woof yet. For squirrels anyways. And he has yet to catch one. Pretty good turnout for the prediction. Seems more people are here after 30 minutes than after 5. That's fair. That's completely reasonable. What is woof worthy? He will woof at something that startles him, or that he's unsure or nervous about. So like if there's like a young child and they're on like a scooter or a wagon and they're behaving erratically as young children do, sometimes that'll get like a little bit of a woof out of him. Or, you know, somebody trips or stumbles or moves in a way that's like loud and unexpected. He wanted to woof at a bunny rabbit, but he didn't quite get there. You can see him charging up his woof. Like his posture will change. He gets kind of like a shaky paw that like is his tell that he's kind of like fixated on something and a bit fired up over it. What else? Not so much with dogs. Not so much with dogs outside, which is nice. He will want to play, but he's not real barky. He barks at his toys when he gets frustrated at them. He doesn't quite lift the shaky paw up, but he's like working on it. He's got like a real specific bend to it. I'm going, I think maybe you go in through those top 2 mountains. I'm trying to do the Yeti, the elite Yeti, but I'm gonna remember how to get in there eventually. Oh, thank you, Helico. Mages always zoom when I'm in groups. Pup had a volume difference. Loud barks were for fun. If you heard him whisper woof, it was something that had him very worried. He has like a very like a tonal difference between like an amped up playful bark and then like a please stay back there kind of bark. Like his warning bark is like very low toned and like rumbly, and he's yappier if he's just playing and like amped up. You're just farming experience. Bet the DNA test will come back with a couple hunter breeds in there. It's a tell for hunter dogs to signal the handler that they've locked onto their target. Oh, really? We're like a couple weeks away from that coming back in, but I'm checking for it pretty often. I'm very curious. I want to see what it says. Yeah, okay. Hang on a second. I gotta pick the quest up first.
Interest ya in a pint?
the person that I just grouped with said it's easier to kill him than wait for him to pad out, and I didn't even know that was an option. I thought you had to kill him. Because I guess, yeah, you're just looting the crate that's in there. Thing 15, congratulations! Okay. Alright. Yeah, he's a level 11 elite. I think I could probably solo this, but with a group it should be fine. I'll pull him out. Yeah, my Voidwalker cannot keep aggro off me. They just can't. Just can't do it. What does that do? Strength and agi reduced. Nah, it's okay. $13.5? Do I get anything good at 14? Corruption. Oh yeah, new corruption rank will be good. Plus I guess Drain Life. I put so much faith in Drain Life last time. I was so excited to get it. And it was not as helpful as I wanted it to be. It was not quite what I had in mind. It does help, but if you're in a triple pull with some Trox, it's not gonna save your life. What else is new with Mr. Moose? Poor guy. His teeth are just kind of sore. He'll chew on his little squeaky pig and he'll lay down and he'll just kind of grumble. I'm working on nail trimming because his nails are longer than I thought they were. And I managed to trim 2.5 nails yesterday, and then I decided to call it before he got too upset. He doesn't hate it, but he doesn't really love it either. He doesn't mind me handling his paws, but when the clippers get involved, he's kind of not happy about it. So I'm gonna try and slow it down and take it real easy, and just content myself with trimming 1 nail per day. Last words. Grow up. Love the WoW community sometimes. Yeah, I don't know. We're all playing. It's 2023 and we're all playing World of Warcraft. I think we're all about as grown up as we're gonna get. I want to know. Don't worry about that wolf. He's only level 7. We're fine. We're fine, right? Oh yeah, there's a level 31 dwarf. Although, I can't judge for saying that when you don't know what instigated it. It could have been something that was very genuinely, like, not cool. Kitty Cat War, thank you for the 2-month resub. Love you, Hazel. We met one time at BlizzCon 2018. Haha. Thank you very much. It's crazy that it's been 5 years. That's nuts to me that it's been that long already. It does not feel like that long ago. Did I lose Hellgrave? I think I left him. I think he probably defended me against that wolf and I was just busy reading last words and I moved on. Do not know how many nails a dog has per paw. More than 2. More than 2. I guess I want to say 5. 4 and then a thumbnail, but maybe I'm just projecting my human nail normalcy onto him.
Hi, how are you?
How
Have
are
a
you?
great day now.
I love gnomes. Are you going? No. I'm staying home. I'm staying home. I'm saving my pennies, and I'm also just not really feeling ready to be in a crowd again yet. I I'm not a total hermit, but I'm not feeling I'm not feeling convention ready. I'm happy to watch from home. I think it's going to be a good show though. I think people are like really, really ready for another BlizzCon. It's been a long time. Yeah, it's a massive event. It's a lot of people. I've never gone without getting horribly sick, and I'm just not ready for it yet. I don't know if I ever will be. I might be a from home kind of person. All right, I did both of those. We could do protecting the herd. That's a 12 plus. It's like a group quest, but yeah, let's go do the trogs at the quarry. Let's go do that. That should be pretty safe. Shimmer Stout is going to Loch Modan. Reports are going to Ironforge. I not quite level 14 yet, although I am going to clear out my bags before I go here. Hope they don't announce 10.2 is the end of Dragonflight. I don't know. What do I want them to announce? I want them to announce a brand new expansion with player housing, and that's like my favorite Hazel Fantasy version of it, but it's just daydreaming. I'm kind of down for whatever. And that one, I suppose I could make some bandages. I suppose you can make a lot of silver if you just you do first aid and you just sell all of your cloth. It's pretty in demand, but you know, you would hate to not have the bandages, and they do require first aid to use. It will be so bad about 10.2. Yeah, I think I wouldn't mind if this next one was the last major raid tier. I would still want like another 0.3 or 0.5 patch. And maybe like a remix season. I would be down for a season 4 that is kind of like what they did in the last season of Shadowlands, where they I'd be down for a season 4 where they kind of do the rotating raid thing, and then another fresh like remix dungeon pool. But I think it's not unlikely that happens, because that went really well last time, I thought. I feel like that was well received. Season 4 was great. I hope they continue that. But I don't know if I want like a whole brand new, fresh raid after the next one. I feel like 3 big tiers like that is fine for an expansion. I guess I don't know what my problem is with it. I just, new expansions are always kind of like a fun opportunity for them to, you know, do new, big, exciting things, and to kind of like iterate and fix some of the stuff that's been annoying people, and to do some things better. And I'd be curious to see what's after Dragonflight.
Watch your back.
Don't understand why they put the dinar coins back in. I think that they would do it again if they were to do another season 4. They were there to solve like a very specific problem of it being really hard to get your BIS gear when you only have the raid that you need for that piece of gear active like 1 week out of 3. Or like buffed 1 week out of 3 when they were rotating. Whereas when you're only in one raid, it's more reasonable because you're targeting like a narrower boss pool. I would assume they would do another Dinar style system if they did another season 4 that was in the same pattern. A lot going for them with Dragonflight though. I think so too. I think so too. I wish there was an easy solution. And maybe there is and I just haven't thought of it. Maybe it's just chop out a bunch of stuff and do less, but like I feel like I want... What is it that I want to be simpler? I want the game to be a little bit simpler and less like overlapping and messy at endgame. But I don't really want them... I'm glad that there are ways that for outdoor players to gear. I like the crafting system. I like the upgrade system. I'm good with all of that. Do I want fewer sources of gear? I don't know. It's just... I feel a bit of ambient stress from, you know, somebody says, hey, I just got Dragonflight, I just got to level 70. what do I do? And I want to give them like an easy answer that isn't, you know, a thesis paper. And I can't really do that. And it shouldn't, you know, it doesn't have to be super crazy, like 2-line simple. You know, it's nice to have different options to do at endgame. And a lot of the complexity of Dragonflight endgame is because there are different ways to reach the same goal. And there's different goals and they're all kind of optional, but it doesn't make for a very snappy answer of what do I do next. And even beyond just the challenge of trying to explain that to somebody coming back, when you're playing yourself and you're trying to figure out what to do, having so many different kind of competing options of things to work on makes it feel less obvious as to how you're going to progress and get value. And I feel like that confusion is what makes something like classic hardcore feel really fun by comparison, is that I have a very simple, straightforward goal. I am leveling and I am trying not to die. Whereas endgame retail is not quite that straightforward. But yeah, I don't know if it's a fixable problem or if it's just something that you something to daydream about. Suave Peanuts, thank you very much. Peanuts. Thank you very much for the 35-month resub. Goal. Don't die. Do I want to try and do that protecting the herd? No, I said I was going to do the Goldblar Quarry first. I'll do these 2 quests first. Because those are some trogs. And there's some trogs in caves, but at a high enough level, that cave should be okay. Also, I bet you there's going to be a lot of copper down there. Yeah. Yeah, Pancake Master, I agree. They could do that, and that would be a problem, is that it would start to feel a bit boring or like there was nothing to do. For a long time, that was like the main complaint with WoW at endgame, is that people would feel like there was nothing to do and there wasn't enough content. And nowadays, they've kind of gone in the opposite direction, where they're pumping out a lot more content, and you can make a lot of complaints about it, but you can't say there's you know, not enough new things. Well, I don't know. There are good reasons why I am not a game developer. One could even say there's more than one of them. Hazel, have you been revenge killing trogs? I feel like I'm getting there, although I would like to get back to that spot. Not necessarily at a higher level than I was last time, but maybe maybe I just don't go up that hill. I was doing okay with the trogs that were down lower. I was doing alright. I'm gonna get a fresh food buff. I only spend 15% of my mana getting 3 dots on a mob. I'm pretty happy with that. That's reasonable. Do miss crafting bandages all the time. When I was in the middle of the season in Dragonflight, when like for both season 1 and season 2, and I was like doing keys and raiding actively, and it was all still fairly fresh, that was really fun. I had a ton of fun. Pushing raiding, clearing the raid, making gold. I liked getting my supplies before raid. I liked the way the classes played. Every class and alt that I tried felt fun to play, and it felt like there was work I could do to be a better player without it feeling like unreasonable to get my hands under. I played a lot more alts in season 2 than I really ever have before, and I took them farther than I used to do by a long stretch. Yeah, no, I think Dragonflight's really good. I think it's just, it's a bit overwhelming sometimes is the main complaint that I can make about it. And I, to some extent, cope with that by just skipping things that don't seem that relevant to me. There's a lot of campaign quests and story quests that I just decided not to do because it wasn't that valuable to me, and I wanted to kind of streamline my own life a little bit. But it does mean that now anytime I'm in town, I have like 5 different exclamation points of unfinished quests, and whenever there's like, oh, there's a new event that I actually do want to do, pick up the quest in Valdrakken, I'm like, uh-oh, which one? And it's a bit, I don't know. Missed the auctionist before they merged it. Made it impossible to compete with bots from anywhere that have a 1 silver margin. That's fair. I don't agree personally, but that's just my own experience. Oh yeah, the bone snappers are inside the cave. Do I want to go in the cave and get 10 bone snappers? I kind of want... Yeah, okay. Yeah, alright. One thing I do still need to make time for at some point is I gotta grind out my vicious mount. I just need to like make a point of it. I just need to have like a couple of stream days or like a week or something where that's the only thing I do and just settle into it and make my peace with it and just live my life there. Do whatever I gotta do just to grind out the games. Win them, lose them, whatever. Grind out the games. Get that vicious war snail because I'll feel much better once I have it done. Everything that adds fine if you're doing it live. If you're behind, you have to do everything at once. Yeah, I do agree. And that's a tricky one because the normal fix for that is like, well, they can time gate things, and sometimes they will. But then that also feels bad if you came back from behind and you're never able to catch up. Like to some extent, having that giant crest cap is a catch-up mechanic in itself, in that like you were time gated when the expansion first, or when the patch first dropped. And you get, like, your ceiling goes up and up over time. But yeah, if you're coming from behind, having to do all of it in a more compressed frame of time definitely feels like way too much. Another way they could go about that is they could make them drop faster later in the season. Kind of self-nerf the way that Azerite power used to, where you would literally get more of it every week for doing the same things. To help people that were coming in later, or just to help you if you didn't really want to be on the cutting edge of grinding like the highest levels of it. It would help you stay like somewhat leveled no matter what. But that had its own problems. Plus, every time you add fine print to fix a problem, you've now added a new rule that makes everything feel a bit more complicated. I would like to actually. I'm just gonna melee down the Skull Thumper, and then I'm gonna, well, melee wand down that one, and then we can have him tank this one. Nelf Heritage Armor did not take as long as Undead Heritage Armor to get. It was a decent sized quest line, but it wasn't like hours and hours. You could probably do it within 1 hour. Maybe faster if you were paying more attention than me. It was good. Oh, this is only my second Bone Snapper. I'm about to run out of my my stand buff. That one damage is insane. Yeah, this is the first level that you're allowed to wear the Greater Magic Wand, and it absolutely slaps. It's gonna feel less and less and less strong the more I level until I get like another upgrade, but like this is just such a sweet spot for it. I think I could survive a triple pull if I needed to. I would like to get one more soul shard banked. I only have one ready to go, and I would like another one. Did you resist my immolate? It's not very nice. There we go. I don't know what level the next upgrade is. Sometimes I will... This is a lot of bodies. Sometimes I will... whatchamacallit, check the Wowhead database for weapons of a specific type within a specific level range. And sometimes I will, what's the other thing that I'll do? Just check the auction house, basically. Like, search for usable, sort by high level, kind of tab through to look at prices and, you know, compare to your current one to check out the DPS and stuff. Yeah, buying weapons pretty insane value. I was toying with the idea of solo self-found, and I've decided that not for me on this particular run. If they ever make like official solo self-found servers, that will be a different issue. Here, let's get this one. We can do 2. That's fine. Yeah, solo self found, Found, is kind of like a casual term for gameplay modes in games where you are only wearing and using things that you have personally obtained yourself. So like without an auction house, without getting like grouping with other players and trading things between you. Only things that you personally obtain being usable. But it would amp the difficulty substantially. I think it's a good idea, especially for later on when people have gotten kind of good at this mode. It would make things even more impressive. Yeah, also without alts, like everything on one character locked to that character. Path of Exile mode applied to other games. Okay, one more Bone Snapper. Although I'm sure I'm gonna get one on the way out. Any chests in here? No. Looks like a good spot for a chest. Economy gets out of control in the server. The auction is busted. Yeah, it's interesting to see it evolve over time. There's a copper in there, but that's okay. Let's see if we can just make it out of the cave. Should be respawns coming in soon. Try to follow the rules of the hardcore add-on prior to the server release, even if it's unnecessary. I think I would have fun with it, but I need the game to make me. I need the game to force me into it. Apparently I do not have, especially when everybody else, it feels like, is, I mean, not everybody. Certainly there are people that are playing within those rules, but I would, I feel like if they ever do release hardcore servers or a hardcore server with a new rule set like that, I would have fun. I would have fun doing that. Go back in again. What level are the other people in this cave? 12? 12? Yeah, that's reasonable. Wonder if hardcore would work on retail. My first instinct when someone first brought that up was like, nuh-uh. And then I thought about it more and I'm like, well, why not? And you can follow that train of thought for like a while. It would be very interesting because on one hand, I feel like you're so much safer in retail, but I don't know how safe you actually are because I've never really been actually worried about dying because it's such a non-issue. If you die in retail, you basically lose a little bit of gold and you know, 30 seconds of your time. It would be a very different experience. I think it would be easier to reach level cap, but then at level cap, it's kind of like, well, what are you going to do? Like, are you going to try and do keys? Are you going to try and raid? I don't know. I think part of the thing I like about this is that if I did somehow get to 60, that's really all I want. I don't have any plans to get beyond that. I would get to 60 and I would let that character retire. I would never raid or even do dungeons on them. I got to this one first. Gaijin-san, thank you for the 37-month resub. Someone did hardcore retail, got KSM, no issue. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, people do hardcore and classic and they like clear raids. Some people are just good. I don't know if I would level any differently on retail if it was hardcore. I probably wouldn't do dungeons. I probably wouldn't throw myself into random dungeons the same way that I do. Good morning, Chat and Hazel. Good morning.
How are ya?
I just love excuses to start and level alts without any need to kind of like add it to my permanent roster. I've always liked stuff like that. I'm going to take a very short break. BRB. Okie dokie. I'm back. Mama Meow, thank you very much For a brand new sub, appreciate it very much. Welcome to the Squirrel Squad. How are we doing? I am nearly 14. I wonder if I can get back to where I died last time today. Let's go look into protecting the herd. Oh, a mining trainer. Do I need any mining training yet? Probably not. My mining skill is probably not at 50. No, not so much. Mining skill 43. Getting there. We're back. How many times do you remember dying in a random dungeon while retail leveling? It's a good question. Am I not remembering it because it never happens? Or am I not remembering it because it didn't matter, so it didn't enter my brain? I think someone's sleepy. Cags158, thank you for the 8-month resub. I believe in Warlock too. Thank you very much. 36, pretty impressive. That's really far. I wonder what your plate is at that point. I'm at 8 hours 48. I have leveled this character. I mean, I'm not back to 15 yet, but I've leveled this character so far much faster than I leveled the first one. I think we've optimized a little bit. Gertrudian, thank you very much for the 6-month resub. Happy half a year. I guess I don't really need, well... managing the correct amount of warmth. Shammy Leo, thank you for the brand new sub. Appreciate it. You gotta get comfy. I'm excited for flannel season. I'm restraining myself from purchasing new flannels. I have existing flannels. They're fine. One of them may have, oh, it's not really a flannel. It's just like a plaid shirt. It's got a few new. My red one has some moose piercings that it did not have previously. One flannel of each color. I had this big plan of like wearing like long open shirts, kind of this style over tank tops, but then I put my tank top back on today and I was like, it's not as comfy as I remember it. I've gotten too used to gigantic, enormous shirts. Special Halloween colored one. Love the shirt you have on. Looks really cozy. Thank you. I just pulled this out of my winter storage and I'm real pleased to have it back. It's fuzzy season. It's a fleece-lined corduroy, which is in fact the most alluring thing that you can wear. The only complaint I have about these is they don't line the sleeves. They line the cuffs and like the body of it is lined. And they insist that they don't line the sleeves of it so that you can get it on and off more easily, but I don't really have trouble getting things on and off in the sleeves. I just get cold arms. Like wearing tank tops under big oversized shirts. Maybe I just need to adjust the type of tank top. Because I used to wear those like standard issue stretchy spaghetti strap ones. And I put one on this morning. And then I ended up taking it off because I didn't like feeling squished. I think I wore too many... I've worn too many big comfy cozy shirts. I don't like feeling compressed anymore. But perhaps I'm just buying... I mean, they are... It's basically an Amazon Basics tank top from like 5 years ago. It may be just a bit cheap. Lululemon has good comfy shirts. Time to get new tanks. What's your preferred... I know you wear these. What's your preferred, like, style? Are we talking... And you don't have to answer if you don't want to. Are we talking spaghetti straps? Are we talking ribbed? Are we talking, like long length? I don't know. I need to think about this. For someone that says I don't really care that, well, do I say it? No, I don't. I love clothes. I love clothes. I care about them a lot. Just because I dress like an unemployed uncle doesn't mean that I don't like them. Ribbed racerback's the most comfy that I find. Alright. I think we can do this. I am going to, hit him with a couple of shadow bolts because I'm probably going to aggro anyway. Well, oh, you know what I never got? I don't think I ever got drain, or if I did get it, I didn't put it in my bags. He does stun. I still have a health pot. I have my Voidwalker has been taunting as hard as he can. He cannot keep aggro. Alright, let's make another hellstone. Replace, replace. That was perhaps a tiny bit confident to do. Flaming Chain, thank you for the 2-month resub. Hey-oh, Hazel, love the content. Thank you very, very much. We're plain spaghetti striped ones from H&M. Ribbed a style thing? Does it affect comfort? Ribbed in fabric makes it stretchier. And has a bit more... Feels... I mean, it depends. I'm sure you could still have something that was ribbed but very undersized that wouldn't be comfortable. But usually because it's stretchier, it's a bit more comfortable. Am I predicting a pirate expansion? Like, you can have it tell. I predict nothing. I predict nothing. I have no ideas. I would be excited for a pirate expansion. I would say, ahoy. Wearing the cheap ones I bought 5 years ago works great as long as it fits, not tight, like the athletic style one a lot more now. That's a cop-out. Yeah, that's true. I just got nothing. I got no ideas. I'm not invested enough to make something up. It's just going to sound like I don't care. Return to BFA. U-shaped neck, thicker straps. Loose, comfy. Yeah. Ghosts and ghouls. I need a goblin expansion. I need a gnomes and goblins. Return of the halflings.
What's on your mind?
All right. Those are Stam Spirit. I don't need that. 2 silver, 4 silver. I'll take that. Warlords of Nomuragon. I mean, I know we had Mechagon, but like, that wasn't what I wanted. They say those are level 10 quests. I don't know. I don't know, man. Also, oh, I wonder if I'm still in combat, because I definitely turned in protecting the herd. It's just still tracking on Questy. So I'm nearly 14. I don't really want to go... I think I want to go back now. I think I want to go back to Elwyn. And do the rest of... Go back to Elwyn, do the rest of... You okay? Yeah, you're good. He's probably clearing to that node. I have a few more... Like, basically the Hogger adjacent quests. And then come back here again. Actually, if I was going to go back to Stormwind... Oh, I have a thing to turn in Ironforge, though. I was going to hearth back to Stormwind, because my Hearthstone will genuinely take me there. I guess I could do that to skip the tram. Because I do want to do Loch Modan before Westfall. But I want, like, another level, maybe, before I do either of them. No, I just want to be a high enough level to go do more Warlock training, because 14 will be good. I need to find some stuff to kill. I'm going the wrong way for that. Level 6s aren't going to help me. Level 8s aren't going to help me. Well, level 8 could help me a little bit. I need one more bar. How high of a level is the quest that I'm turning in Ironforge? Is it just like a... reports? I don't know if that even gives experience. You'd think it would. How much more experience we need here? Like 400, like 600 XP? How much is that in leopards? I want to be in Eastern Kingdoms. Tinkers is a new class. Whole underground for Eastern Kingdoms would be my dream. I feel like I've had enough underground. I like not... Zero-like Caverns was enough underground for me. I forgot to check how much experience I got from that. Oh, there should be level 8s around. 7 is gray, 8's green. Hmm. Six is definitely good. 41 XP for that? Okay. That would be a lot of level 8s. That would be quite a few of them. Anything that I can grind that's a little better than that, that's not super far? I mean, I guess there's trolls. These are 2 baby. Because I don't want to go back to town just yet. It's too soon. I guess I could just skip Ironforge and go all the... Well... The Warlock trainer's, like, less annoying to get to in Ironforge. What would you call your must-have add-ons for hardcore? Want to try but never leveled in Classic? I'll show you what I'm using. I have Auctionator. Felt very important to me for for using the auction house, basically, in Classic. Bartender let me move all my bars around. Cast bars is just so you can see what enemy NPCs are casting. I didn't realize you couldn't do it without an add-on. It's kind of goofy, but it is what it is. Deathlog is just for fun, but it's really fun. That's what's showing me when people die in hardcore. Leatrix maps and Leatrix Plus are just nice to have for convenience sake. Baby wolves. Time for another snow expansion. What about tropical? Beach. Not desert, but like, you know, island. Again, goblins, you know. I want inflatable flamingos, beach umbrellas, pineapple cocktails. Oh, copper. Moon expansion. I think that after Shadowlands, people mostly want expansion zones to stay like a tiny bit closer to home. We've done some, you know, we did Legion. We did Argus. We did... I feel like we've done the other planets thing. And it's fine. But there's something nice about Home Sweet Home. Have not done something super snowy in a while. What comes to mind for super snowy? You're right, it has been a bit. There was some snow in BFA, but that was a while ago, and also it wasn't that much snow. It was just a few areas in like Drustvar. Maybe the mountains in Stormsong Valley. Most heartbreaking last message. Okay guys, give me 1 minute to kill this rare. Then I'll be ready to do the dungeon. Die to the rare. What's our best last words that are in the log right now? Last words only. It's level 5. Oh no! Luckily, we don't walk too slow. Reef crawler. Oh, it doesn't say what he died to. But a level 37 warrior died in Stranglethorn Vale and said, I'm in the area. I can help after I kill these panthers. I swear, if they died to a panther. Oh, man. It's rough. Be right there. One moment. You never know when it's all going to be taken away. Last words. I lag. I can't imagine the stress of trying to play hardcore with like serious and consistent connection issues. I can't. I couldn't. That's rough. Not level 8? No, it's level 6. 8? 7. That one. It does not show you how far before the death is, no. They could have said that and then played for several hours happily. I like to imagine it was shortly before, but clearly that's not always the case. I'm slowing myself down so much by trying to just finish this level before I go into town, but I want to get my training when I go into town. Oh, I got another bag to drop. I got a small black pouch. 4 silver 20 if I decide to post it. How do you remove the hot zones in Leatrix? You would need to turn off the heat map in Deathlog. I like having it a lot though. I feel like it's quite helpful, especially if you're progressing through new zones that you haven't been in before. It's nice to just have like an at a glance of, oh, these are areas to watch out for. And then sometimes it's nice to kind of pull up the zone stats before you go in to see not only like where do people tend to die, but like how many people to various things, relatively speaking. Nice to see some Scarlet Crusade stuff again. I'm going up. I'm going up the hill. No, that's level 7. That's not gonna help. This is gonna be good though. We're gonna get a new rank of corruption and drain life. 9 silver for each of them. I might even be able to afford a bag past that. Once I vendor all this stuff and pick up my mail, I sold a bit of copper, so I think I might be able to afford another silk bag. I did do the new heritage quests. I did. I like both the sets quite a lot. I think they're really good. I'm slowing down my slash play time so much. Alright, here, we can finish this now. A couple of these and we'll be all set. I think I might save myself some time by bypassing Ironforge and hearthing straight to Stormwind. And then just get my Loch training there. Alright, that's a triple pull. So land back first. Keep an eye out for respawns. This is not a good place to stand. If you're close enough to cook on their fires, you're usually making poor choices. I don't know what level that guy was, but... I need my linen. It's not a race, unless you want it to be. Miss Wands in retail. Yeah, it's nice to have like some toggled on auto damage, really. More stam. More stam. More health. Always good. And now that we're 14, I'm scooting back to Stormwind. The Furred 2, level 23. Defies Digger. The Furred 3, soon to appear. I think I missed out on an opportunity by not calling this Hazel 2, but
Well met.
I like the letter shuffle approach too. Alright, what else can we get rid of? Am I gonna try and sell that? Yeah. That I'm gonna probably actually post. I'm being so stubborn about about linen cloth and bandages. It's no fun leveling first aid. I don't want to. Morning, Hazel and Squad. Good morning. I have not tried Warcraft Rumble, no. That's good that you're having fun with it, hopefully. Frustratingly fun. Dual scan. I need to make sure I save 18 silver for training. Linen's just too valuable right now, can't do it. 250? No, not worth 48 extra copper. And then those are not worth either. We'll vendor that. Okay. $35, yeah. Let's get one. 36. Alright. This is classic. Classic hardcore. I am level 14 on a warlock. I'm trying to redeem myself for my first character, which was also a warlock who died at 15. I'm trying to make better choices. Yeah, so you see another 5, 6 silver from that. I could almost actually. Here, let's vendor a few things. I might be able to buy... Well... No. I'm saving for warlock training. Warlock training. Warlock training. Don't spend all of your gold on bags. Oh, there we go. Almost made my first 100 gold from Wrath Classic. Nice. Hi, Hazel. How are you? Hello, J. Trinta. I'm doing good. How are you doing? I'm nice and comfy. I'm playing my my current favorite game, which is Hardcore Classic sub-level 20. Once you get over level 20, I start to get really worried. I wonder if I'll feel any differently on this warlock. I think that my next goal is probably going to be grind out some gold, basically. Like, find some humanoids, farm out some gold and cloth and stuff. So that, and then I guess skinning is a good way for me to do it too. Because I want to kind of update my greens a little bit. A lot of this gear kind of requires like level 9, level 10. And once you get to kind of 14, 15-ish, you can get some decently better stuff. But it's not going to be free to buy. 20 plus so much zone hopping. Yep. Training books for your pets expensive? A little bit. The Voidwalker has to level like a really long way before you can buy any new training books for him. I'll check when I'm at the place, but he doesn't really have any new ones for a bit. To tone down or stop the deathlog pop-up spam, in your deathlog settings, so you go into your options, add-ons, deathlog, expand the settings on the left, and then death alert, you can choose to not show it. What I did was I just turned off the sound, and then I turned up the minimum level, so I only get the overlay when it's like a level 20 or higher, because I feel like those are dramatic. But you can do whatever you like with it.
What can I do for you?
I am interested in Corruption 2 and Drain Life. And I also want Recklessness. I'll spend 9 silver on that.
See you
Alright,
around.
so Corruption 2. Also, I'm putting Health Funnel in my bar. Forgot about that. And then we'll check the Demon Trainer. So new ranks of stuff for my Imp, but Fire Shield, that's Imp as well. It looks like my next thing for this guy, he gets Torment rank 2 at level 20. Torment rank 3, Torment rank 4, 30 and 40. What else can he do? Sacrifice? Level 16 he can learn Grimoire of Sacrifice. And then Consume Shadows is level 18. That's like the AoE damage-y situation. Milo the Lombax, thank you very much for the 12-month resub. Happy 1 year. Watch out for those mob respawns. My level 43 pally paid the price. Oh no. Might switch to Enchanting for the disenchants, but we'll see. Wonder what the Innkeeper thinks about the Covenant Warlocks. If he wanted a more wholesome clientele, he wouldn't have called us in the Slaughtered Lamb. So, how broke am I? 8 silver left. Plus I can vendor a couple more things here. We're going back. We're going back to the eastern part of the zone over here. We've got a Murloc bounty quest to pick up that should be much safer to do now that we're 14. Look for tank tops at 2-way stretch. Oh. North, south, and east, west. Oh, okay. I'll have to keep an eye on that. My main strategy for stretchier clothes is to just wear them until they're tired, and then they're very stretchy. But that makes sense. Something that can stretch along the warp and the weft. Do I want to? Oh yeah, I decided to vendor that silk pouch. and this one because they were going for not that much more than their actual vendor price. So
What can I help you with?
we're gonna get rid of that and that. I forgot to post that, so I'll just vendor it. It's fine. Well, you know what? What if I cook it? What if I just cooked it?
Be careful.
12 silver. While I'm in town, I'm going to take a real quick look-see at how much gold I'm going to be looking at for... I wonder about like a weapon. I guess weapons for casters are basically just stat sticks. Oh, you know what actually I should do? Forget weapon training. Or forget buying weapons. I need weapon training. I'm going to spend some silver just to get... I'm going to spend a little bit of silver just to make sure that I can equip one extra
Need
weapon
help?
type. Swords? Staves or swords? We'll do staves first, and then I'll come back for one-handed swords some other time. But we gotta go make some more gold. I'm broke. I'm out. I've got 2 silver left. If you're broke, don't be. Have you tried just having more silver? I forgot to vendor this green. I forgot. That's worth 4 silver right there. That's double my net worth right now. Also that excavation pick and the axe. I guess I didn't want to vendor my mining pick and my skinning knife, and I completely forgot they're in different spots. That's okay. We can drop some stuff off at Goldshire on our way through, because we gotta head east first and then back, and we can do the like the Hogger quest. Hogger should be, I don't want to say safe, but like especially if now that we're 14, I feel like we can do that somewhat reasonably. Especially if there's other people in the area. Famous last words. Oh, it's so much running though. And you want to pay attention, but it's hard when you're just on the road. I got 31 open bag slots though. Get a flight path. Running with no shoes. She has barbaric cloth boots. They're just, they don't seem to do an awful lot of foot covering. Yeah. I think Scarlet's joking, but you can't do flight paths within the main zone. Your first flight path will be in your second zone, so to Westfall would be your local flight path. Right here is the first one you're gonna get. Yeah, joking. Morning, everyone. Good morning. I'm not gonna check my slash played. It's not a marathon. It's not a race. It's a good thing that it's not a race because it's not very fast. She looks so determined. Gnomes are one of the classes that I feel like looked best in Classic. Like they also look great with their redesign, but I feel like Classic did pretty well for them. Shall I grab the fair buff again, I suppose?
King's honor, friend.
All 3 of those. You know what? I'm upgrading my health pots.
For the Alliance.
Do you really want the fair buff? Yeah, it's right here. It's free. What did my fortune say? It says, time is nothing. Timing is everything. What was my last fortune? It said something about beware taking unnecessary risks. It was something ridiculous. Your woodwalker is really called Hellgrave. The highest rolling random pet names I've ever seen. I know, right? I mean, no shade on Daglaws over here, but yeah. It's incredible. We're not allowed to die. Morning, Hazel. Good morning. Childlike and retail in the face. Their faces are a lot more expressive, but yeah, you're right. They do look a little more. Well, does Inksy look childlike? I don't know. Petition for Darkmoon Fair Pathfinder because I hate all that ground mounting only. Those Murlocs are gonna rue the day. I've trained up, I've leveled, I'm ready. Voidwalkers look so cuddly. It looks like it would be cold. Maybe it's just because it's blue. I feel like it would be... I feel like he would be damp. I feel like he's got, like, high humidity while also being very chilly. Like, you just get condensation in your hand for wafting one through him. I'm excited for Revenge on Trogs. I'm nervous for Revenge on Trogs. I played my best the first time around. I think that my best the second time around will be to just be very cautious of that higher level area. And not go there just yet. I didn't even need to be there. I didn't even have a quest for them. I was just like, yeah, I'm grinding. I'm making gold. I'm getting experience. I can take this single... Oh, look, another one. Oh no, a third one. All falls apart so fast. So now that I've got those two things trained, 16 is breath, breathing, and another rank of life tap, which are both nice to have, but I don't feel a need to do them right away unless it's like convenient. So I think I could stand to save up another 36 silver to get like a third silk pack. I think that just cranking the bag space right now will be pretty good. So you don't have to do the murlocs up north, actually. You can totally do... Let's try the murlocs down south. I think those ones might be more reasonable. I have a quest for the Defies Pillagers. I'm afraid. Be careful. Going to a post-wedding picnic in an hour, but I am hungry now. Do you guys have like a go-to mini snack for when you just need to delay hungry? Like without spoiling an appetite? I have a hard time with that, but I usually will default to like juice first. If it's just a blood sugar thing, but if I'm like hungry, then I'm in trouble.
King's honor, friend. Farewell.
Bread. I like olives. Been doing apples, banana, cheese, bread. Uncrustables. What on earth is an uncrustable? Edamame, fruit like an apple. Chocolate digestives. Cheese. My fellow cheese people here. Whenever I'm preparing something that involves cheese, there is always a ritual additional slice of cheese that is consumed directly. Always. Every single time. No ifs, ands, or buts. Alright, how are we feeling at level 14 now? That dot felt a little bit arbitrary. Cheese tax. Cheese and fruit cheese tax is real. It's basically a PB&J without the crust. Huh. I stand with the door of my fridge open, eating carrots and hummus out of the fridge. I can appreciate the carrots and the hummus. You lost me with the fridge door open, though. My upbringing could never. That is a stage 1 infraction. Now I want a snack. Hummus and carrot sounds yummy. I want to get back in the habit of like roasting chickpeas and like pressure cooking beans and stuff and just kind of like making like rice bowls and spice bowls and stuff. I had some leftover curry. Like I had defrosted some frozen curry and I heated it up last night and I forgot how good it is. Every time I make it, I'm like, I should make this more often. It's awesome. Plus I can make a huge batch and have like multiple leftovers. And it's really easy. And I don't know why I don't do it more often. I just get it into my head that I don't want to cook without even thinking that maybe I might enjoy cooking. You know, it might be nice. That's a lot of wolves over there. Especially if you put on your favorite music. Now I want to make curry. My favorite go-to one to make is just like a lentil curry with any and all spices I happen to have handy. And then onions, maybe some canned tomatoes, and then coconut milk to bring up the fat content and smooth it out at the end. That's a good one. Noon here. Time to scavenge leftovers for lunch. Alright, we have nearly made it to Murlocs. These guys, their average prey level is 8.9. They are a little higher on the deadliest list. I should at least do them the respect of paying attention, even though I am no longer level 8.9. You know what else I can do to respect the Murlocs is I can eat some food. Coconut milk source, the brand. Any brand on sale. Whoever is on sale, basically. I am not picky. I have never had a can of coconut milk that I was like, oh, that's no good. That's not good enough for me. They've all been fine. They all get the job done. So it's usually whoever's got the promo on. I don't want to say I'm cheap, but I'm pretty cheap when it comes to groceries. Sale brand, best brand. If anyone has stories about how inexpensive coconut milk is actually a source of something that's going to make me die, I don't want to know. Just don't tell me. I don't want to know. I don't want to hear it. I'm gonna live as long as I can anyway. It's fine. Wand's still pumping damage. This is a little sketchier. This is gonna double pull. Possibly more than double. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna let Hellgrave have that extra Murloc. And then start it. Have you tried the bag of coconut milk? Supposedly better. Can subject to higher heat. I have not. I hadn't heard that. I don't think I've ever seen a bag of coconut milk for sale. It's mostly cans that I've come across. What if I just wand it to death? Yeah. I know that we're like... see it behind me. This is why I like to be 5 levels above humanoid camps or 4 levels above them, as you can face tank for them if you need to for a minute. I don't think I'm ever getting that copper. I think that copper is a mistake. I don't think it's happening. We can just leave it alone. More a pack than a bag, you get what I mean? Here, I'll see if I can move it. Buy the cartons of coconut milk, really long expiry dates. Like the Tetra Pak looking things? I'll have to look for that. If it's, The can's just a nice size because the can's always like the precise amount of coconut milk I need for a given recipe. Like all the recipes that I've ever used are basically just like chuck in a can of coconut milk. And I don't have to worry about like reclosing it or anything. I see the chest. I know it's not worth it. I know this. He's gonna get the potion off, that's fine. Yeah, they hit me for a very minor amount of health. However, my heal is also for a very minor amount of health. I was healing like 6 health per tick. Same volume as the can. I wonder if those are, I wonder if our recycling bin will accept those. I'd have to look at the rules again. I know that cans are something that they actually pick up from the apartment bins. I want to loot all these. This is actually decent experience too. I'm getting 50, 60 per. Plus they're pretty fast spawning. Oh, I see. It's right there. That's where the copper is. Legumes in a paper carton, game changer. I'm still team buy chickpeas and beans and stuff like dry in bulk, and then I soak them and I instant pot them. It's way more work, but it's not like that much work if I think of it ahead of time. The hardest part is just remembering that I'm going to want to eat them later. And sometimes that's my way of like committing to cooking before I'm actually ready to start cooking, is being like, well, I'll just soak a bowl of like chickpeas, or I'll just throw some in the pressure cooker. I'll figure out what I'm gonna make with it later. Worst case scenario, you can always just roast them in the oven with a little like olive oil, salt, cumin, good stuff. What's a murloc lurker? They're murlocs that are not in the mood to talk and chat. I heard human. Yeah, no, cumin. There's no way. That one is just too many. It's just too much. There's just too many on top of it. How much am I getting? Like 15, 10 copper per. They don't drop any linen, which is kind of a bummer. I think I actively lose globals because I toggle my wanding off because I'm trying to toggle it on. Okay. I'm only 2.5 bars up. This is not that good for grinding. It's alright. If you're gonna grind, you may as well do it somewhere that drops cloth. And no clams either. What's that? Protection? Ooh, armor. Nice. Maybe after my defense file runs out. Especially if we're gonna go do Hogger. I think that's the last quest there. I think that after that it might just send me back to town. I think as long as I don't know if I'm going to commit to Hogger. I guess if there's people in the area. But I think I can certainly do the null armbands. As long as I'm a bit cautious about who I'm picking off. They're going to be a little bit higher level than the murlocs, but I should still have enough damage and, you know, emergency health potion and emergency health stone. That kind of thing. Should be fine. There's no way we die. Ooh, I got my first green. It's a two-handed strength agi axe. Auction value at like 5 silver, vendor value at 3, so we're gonna vendor that one. But that was the first, I think that was my first green drop. I think I hadn't seen one before that. I think it was just like whites. We're just about into that level range. That's cool. Hogger quest gives a good staff? Oh. Is it better than my curved dagger of Shadow Wrath? Probably. This one shadow spell damage is not doing that much work for me. Yeah, the add-on for the price range is Auctionator. It's just using data from an auction scan that I did last time I was in town. It doesn't automatically source data, but it will remember when you scan. 6? Oh, nope, no follow-up quest. That's it. Alright, we got a long run ahead of us. I always check out everybody else's blueberry names too. That one is Jazzgorg. Jazzgorg's good. Kitty, you good now? She's like, I can hear her like stretching back there. You want to come sit over here with me? She's listening to the squeaky toy being like, as long as that puppy stays out there, we're fine. But yeah, Auctionator is great. I don't know how I could cope with Classic Auctionist without it. I've heard that TSM for Classic's also very good. Do you know if she's secretly snuggled up to Moose at night yet? Oh, if I knew it wouldn't be a secret, would it? Not as far as I know. She's been sleeping in bed with me. So warlocks don't get any kind of sprint, huh? Burning Rush isn't in Classic. We're just gonna have to make it to 40 and get him out. Just get to 40, right? How hard could that be? How many warlocks get to 40? Half of them, right? Let's see. Class statistics. Warlock. Probability of reaching level 40. 1% of warlocks reach level 40. Huh. You've already lost more than, or almost half of them just getting to level 10. Although, to be fair, getting to level 10 as a warlock is spicy before you get your Voidwalker. Hi, kitty cat. I think she likes the cozy jacket. You are in the 1%. Not quite, but we're getting there. I could be. I will be. I must be. I mean, I've often felt like I was good with patience games. You know, as long as there was an option to slow down and do it the safe way. But then again, I talk a very patient game, and then sometimes I go, ooh, chest. I can do that quest. I could take that camp, and then it's not always a good idea. She got bagged before level 3. She got like 3 bags before level 5. It was craziness. So we don't need that. Or those. Or that. The gun. The fish. The club. The water. That green. Should cook some wolf meat on my way through. We've got 12 of them.
I supply only the finest goods. Be careful.
Hunter's not dead, but I'm a little nervous to play it on stream because I feel like I'm more likely to die when I'm streaming. Although, it's not that I couldn't die offline. But I haven't yet. I leveled her a little bit last night. She's 26 now. I'm tempted to go to Westfall just because coyote steaks. 4 stam food. How dangerous could it be to just farm coyotes? I don't have to go near the Defias villagers. It'll be fine. Oh, not so much. How are you today? Have you been doing the whole mystery per day thing? No, not yet. I think I'm going to catch up on it when I'm well behind, and then I'll be overwhelmed by how many steps I am behind. The smart thing to do would be to do it now, but...
For the Alliance.
To the dead mines. But I've heard that the dog pet is available now, and that sounds very nice. That sounds really fun. Like a lighter colored reskin of the Milo dog. Yeah, Karokta was also backburnered. It was getting tough to find Karokta groups. Mind you, it's only going to get tougher. It's not like it's going to get any easier for me procrastinating on it, but... Alright, it's Hogger time. Warm kitty cat. Kitty, what's your favorite thing about fall? I know you don't like it that it gets colder, but... I think you like it when I wear the really fuzzy clothes. At some point you gotta put it on the back burner until you can solo it. Yeah. Am I excited about football season? American football? I don't know why I'm qualifying. I don't have any particular plans to watch football or soccer or hockey or lacrosse or basketball. I'm not even really watching esports this year. Hated leveling in Westfall. Looks dry. What if I get into watching dog agility and then I get convinced that Moose and I can do it? We're the underdog. Literally. Local sports team is the best. It's probably a lot of fun. There's a local baseball team here. The Victoria Harbor Cats. And you can tell when there's Harbor Cats games going on. I love this wanted poster. You can hear them. People get real into it. Baseball is one of those ones I don't understand, though. I have an easier time comprehending the very straightforward score point with ball sports like basketball and hockey. Soccer. So the Hogger quest is for a staff that is 2 agi, 2 stam. I don't want that. If it had int on it, maybe. I mean, 2 stam's nice, but I bet you I could get like a green staff. Never in my life been to a baseball game. Baseball is the main sport that I have not forgiven from my childhood for being too hard to understand. And yeah, sure, maybe I'm not like 7 anymore, so maybe I have a better chance of understanding it this time, but... Saw you were streaming, wanted to thank you for your raid, guys. Aw, cheers! Anytime. I'm glad you like them. I'm glad they work for you. It's almost raid testing season again. I feel like we were just testing Aberrus, but time just goes really fast. I guess I should join general to see if there's anyone like join general. I left general chat because people were having people were raging at each other in it, and it was just a bit too much energy for first thing in the morning for me. Baseball stories I was watching with my BF at the time, saw stat on the screen, K/BB, and I said, why do they have a kills per baseball stat? Yeah, I could see how you would think that. My guildies were telling a story about how once somebody who had like a really fast pitch or something like that, totally by accident, or maybe it was after the ball was hit, I don't know. Somebody like tagged a bird. And my reaction was, oh no, was the bird okay? And they were like, nope. It was not my favorite story. Oh, hi kitty. Pretty straightforward, run to home base, score a point. I suppose so. It's just that it's literally not straight. It's a circle. The home base is the same base for both teams. You know, like it looks like the pitcher and the batter are like trying to work together to make something cool happen, but they're actually not friends. Or maybe they are friends, but they're not trying to do the same thing. He's in a good spot. I can take him. Hellgrave, get him. I'm not gonna fear him. I don't want him to, Oh, he hurts. Hellgrave cannot pull aggro off that. You think I would have learned this lesson last time? That was a health stone and a health pot. And a passing by level 10 paladin. Thanks. Scary a little bit, but he's done now, so we can steer clear. Try and find some nice, safe level 10s that are not part of a big camp to pick off for the armbands. I wonder why that went aggro to Hellgrave. I don't feel like I did anything for that. At level 20, he gets a better taunt. I wonder if that'll be, like, substantially better. That's the guy that helped me. I see him health potting. I'll take one off him. I need a new health soul shard. Bold of you to assume you'll make it to 20. Apparently. That is a pretty big proposition. That's somebody else doing Hogger. I'm not going to tag it. It's at like 100%. Yeah, it's resetting. that would have been a mistake. I thought to myself, I could help. And then I thought to myself, nope. Get out of there. Abort. One reason the Loch pets suffer compared to hunter pets. Lochs hold aggro with dots. Hunters can just stop shooting. Yeah. I probably don't need to be triple dotting these things, but there doesn't seem to be a ton of harm in it either. It doesn't really cost that much mana. Hogger seemed, even though he was like a level 11 elite, he seemed dramatically spicier than the other. Like, we fought one level 11, one level 12 elite in Dunmoreau, and both of those seemed not as scary, even though they had like debuffs. Have you adopted the life tap lifestyle yet? I have not, and I don't see a good reason to do so. I'm not really ooming that much. My mana seems pretty reasonable, as long as I am not casting Shadow Bolt. And I don't, when my wand hits this hard, I don't really know why I would cast Shadow Bolt. 6 of 8 armbands. That's Hogger. I'm gonna put a marker on him just so I don't accidentally wander into him. Make him a little bit more visible. There's a copper node over there, but I see somebody mining it already. Yeah, null camps are scary. They stick together a lot. They're best of friends, and there's too many of them. I don't want to do a 4-pull. 3 is about as much as I would really want. But I wonder if I can take this guy off the edge. He's only level 8. You're not standing on top of your friends. No, those are tied together. I'm just going to finish that one. And then I'm just gonna stick to this one. And then let Hellgrave just like face tank. Not even dot it. Because he can take it a lot longer than I can. Threat plates is super good though for any pet class. Or if you're in a group and you just want to keep an eye on like who has it and who's gonna have it. Threat plate seems really good for that. It's one of those things kind of like Plater that has an awful lot of options, but it works. It looks reasonably nice out of the box, and as long as you oh, I forgot to use my defense scroll. As long as you know, you can always go in the settings and change things like fonts. Oh, I have that item already. I didn't realize I was on another quest. Bag situation classic's always abysmal. Have you seen the Ferak Mythic Mount? Looks so good. Started farming gold so I can cough, get it. The owl, it looks nice. It looks really nice. That's one of those things that I will get like one day and not any day anytime soon, really. Doesn't sound like an early thing for me. how do I want to get to 15? Got a couple quests to turn in. Oh, I wonder if they're gonna send me over to kill Morgan the Collector out of the pumpkin patch. I can do that. That's reasonable. We got a few more quests to do. Because I don't want to go to either. I don't want to go to either Westfall or Loch Modan until minimum 15. Even if I just have to grind like Murlocs or something. Hi. Like the mop and the wad mounts, you got those eventually. Yeah, exactly. I got enough mounts to ride for now. Sell prices of stuff from quests. I want to say that's Leatrix. Leatrix Plus has... What is it that I'm using here for that? Interface, maybe? Systems. Show vendor price. That's from Leatrix Plus. Does lots of other good things too, but I like that one. That's a good point about being at range with a Voidwalker. I'd like fighting things in melee because it means to like you're right. I should cut it out. Copper vein. Hope they take advantage of the opportunity to unlock new druid races, new forms, dream, present themselves. Which race would you want to get druids? Which one would be the go-to? Aside from all of them. Gnomes, of course. Human, blood elves, Draenei druid would be interesting. Drakthir. Drakthir druids! I mean, they can shapeshift. Druid I want that makes absolutely no sense is Belf. I think, on the contrary, Belf has one of the better justifications for it. Just because of that one guy in the Botanica. You know, if he can do it, why can't we? Humans, normal humans. Yeah, that's another good point, actually, too. If Coltirans can be druids, then I feel like normal humans could sort it out. And if Belfs can do it, then why not Void Elves? Lore-wise, justifications that we are all going into the Emerald Dream, so all races can commune with it now. Yeah, I like the Goblin Gnome with little mechs that they get into and out of thing, but... mecha forms. I don't think they would do it, but it would be cool. I'd be down.
What are you looking for?
I tried to vendor the Hogger Claw. It's no good.
For the Alliance. King's honor, friend.
6 silver.
Light bless you.
I know it's 2 stam, but I think I'm actually going to vendor it for the silver, and then I'm going to keep an eye out for a better staff or sword later.
Go with honor, friend.
Alright, collector's ring. What do we get for it? 42 copper. Not very good. Not wildly worth it. It's something. I bet you this one's gonna send me back into Westfall too. I'm scared of Westfall. I've never even been on my hunter. Anyways, I want Mechanome Valleys. I wonder when the next, like, playable race edition would be. If they're going to add another one next expansion, or if they're just going to focus on adding more customizations to the existing races. Electric light is still light. I'm down for that. I mean, they made an argument that gnome priests were just because they were accomplished medics. I feel like gnome priests don't have anything to do with the light, really. Maybe they do, but... I don't think the justification has to be super thick if they want to do something. I think they just kind of do something if they want to, and then they're like, yeah, it made sense in the story. Totally, definitely. Don't look too close. This run is not worth it. Just set up camp at some murlocs and farm those instead. I like farming gnolls in Keranos because, or not Keranos, in Dunmoreau because they drop cloth. Like, you're gonna make extra gold because they're gonna drop linen for you. It's pretty nice. I wonder if I can incidentally help out any other nearby warlocks with their class quest. Some of these are gray. I think the 3 mobs inside are 10-ish? Something like that. Do you think 10.2 will be the last actual patch? Keep us busy with a Fated raid? I'm kind of feeling like it'll be the last major zone and raid tier, and that they would do another, like, you know, Fated raid cycle victory lap season after that with maybe like a 0.5 patch that's got a couple of bonus features. But, I don't know anything. I never know anything. I'm not even that invested in guessing anymore. I used to like the guessing game. I've kind of lost my groove for it. This is terrible. I take 7% of my health per fireball from her. I didn't plan that out very well. I should take caution to not get into anything too spicy, because I don't think I'm making good choices. I think I've got late stream eye glaze. BFA had 4 major raids? I was about to open up my dungeon journal to look at them to remind myself. Nathria, Sanctum, Sepulchre. What was the 4th one? I thought they just did those 3 and then they remixed them. Oh, BFA had 4 major raids. Oh, that's right. Sorry, I was mistaking. In BFA, are we counting like Crucible of Storms? Because I wouldn't call that a major raid. That's a mini raid. I guess, what were the raids in BFA? I used to make raid guides back then. What were they? What did we do in BFA? I remember Battle for Dazar'alor. That was the 2nd one. Uldir with Cthulhu, and then Dazar'alor. And then Ashara. Oh, yeah. Eternal Palace and then Ny'alotha. Yeah, you're right. So there were 4 big ones and a little one. That's right, that's true. I don't know if I need that again. It was too much. Yeah, the first warlock died. There's a clip of it there. I'm almost back to the same level where it happened. What about Legion? BFA raid soloable now? Most of them. Some of them, I guess I should say. A lot of the fights aren't really conducive to it, especially in Dazarlor. There are fights that are just kind of, they just don't work real good solo. How many raids did Legion have? I don't know. I remember Trial of Valor. I remember Odin. Emerald Nightmare, Nighthold, Broken Shore 1. Emerald Nightmare, Nighthold, Tomb of Sargeras, and Antorus, and Trial of Valor. Yeah, they did used to do a ton of raids. Yeah. They also, the raids used to be longer, too. I kind of prefer fewer boss fights. I was gonna say fewer but better, but just fewer is also fine. I'm down for 7 to 9 boss raids.
What can I do for you?
8's a nice number.
For the Alliance.
Alright, is that it? Is he done? He doesn't want anything else? They want to send me to Westfall. I don't know. I don't know, they could. What's the harm in... What if we go to Westfall? But we just go a little bit into Westfall. We're not 15 yet. And I did say I would be 15 before I went. But nothing says we have to go fight pillagers right away. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to look at the Deathlog zone stats for it. A lot of people die up by that first area. Trappers and pillagers are a little bit more in the south farms. Trappers kill more things than anybody though, and they're right up front there. And a lot of people dying are kind of like 13, 14, 15. They are my level. They're not lower than my level. They are my level. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think that's bait. I'm going back to Stormwind. I'm going to check the auction house to see if I can get any more, like a new weapon or something like that, and then I'm going to look into the trogs again. Tragic or comic if this warlock dies in the exact same spot as the first one. Yeah, two sides to the same coin, right? Right. Great thing to practice a new shiny weapon on. Yeah, my wand's fine. I could stand to have a new, like, staff or something. Like a staff or like a sword. I could train like one-handed swords. I bet caster swords are less competitive price-wise. Because priests won't be using them. And druids won't be using them either, I don't think. Started Westfall late 13, did the early stuff before scuttling back to Loch. I think I will do Westfall eventually, but maybe like another couple levels and then I could do the early stuff. I'm just really afraid of, especially while I'm streaming, I'm afraid of just tripping on Defias casters. Looking forward to training two-handed weapons. Eventually. You'll make it to Stormwind one day. This is going to be a little bit of a journey because I'm going to go shopping and then I'm going to take the tram. Oh, it's a lot of travel time. Classic needs like a nice little mini game add-on that lets you just play Bejeweled or something while you're running places. I guess I could also flight path up, but yeah. How did you level Hunter out of Darnassus? Darkshore. Ashenvale. I just kept my Hunter out there until like 24 or 25. A little bit of Stone Talon. Isn't that what chat's for? I need a good conversation topic. Good starter. Here. I'm just gonna commit and train swords. You only have to do it once. It's 10 silver, and maybe that's 10 silver that will make me not able to afford a weapon, but I would rather just do it and have it done. Warlocks don't even have that many weapon types. It's not like hunters where you have like tons of them. There we go. One-handed swords. Done forever. Call it good. I think, how bad does this look? A little spooky? A little spooky, yeah. I want to know. Weapons, usable, uncommon, search, sort by level. And we're looking for, ideally, something with int. I only have 22 silver on me, so we'll keep that in mind. Stam would also be worth. For 85 silver, there's 4 int staves. 39 silver. 6 spirit. Where are the spell swords at? Agi. There's the wand. Crater magic wands. I'm using one of those already. What's a hollow fang blade? Double strength. Short sword of stam. 2 stam. 18 silver. It's funny, I said that I was gonna vendor the staff that I had that had 2 stam on it because it had 2 agi too. Mystic staves have int and spirit. Those are very expensive though. Those are just spirit. Yeah, I think we're probably gonna war knife. Healing, power, strength, power, nature, wrath, stam. Again, 2 stam. 16 silver. Agi. 18 silver. Yeah, there's lots of little options. Tarantula fang. Question is, do I want... And then we're back to the curved dagger. So I have a curved dagger on right now. Alright, forget weapons. Armor, cloth. Let's just kind of search all of it. I could get some... I have 1 int, 1 stam to bracers right now. 18 silver. I don't really want the plus spell damage, even if it is something I use like fire. My cape is just 2 stam. I think we're going to leave it for now. I think we're just getting on the trim. Do leaves change for fall out there, or are the trees mostly pine? Leaves change. You do have a lot of pine and fir trees, but you have a lot of maple trees. Maple trees are gorgeous in the fall, assuming that you get like enough of the right weather. If the weather's wrong and it's too dry, they'll just go from green to brown and just fall off instantly. But if you get like a nice kind of drawn out fall, maple leaves are beautiful. And there's other stuff too. World buffs dropping in 15 minutes. What a happy blueberry. Oh, if you got auto-modded, it was probably just the mod thinking that there was a link where there wasn't one. It's a bit spooky that way. I'm sure you didn't say anything wrong. Happy Sunday. See you on Wednesday. See you later. Staying with family of a good friend. Chocolate coffee day cake being made downstairs. Lucky, lucky. Weekend baking is the coziest baking, I swear. You gotta have a cute apron. Cute aprons make the whole endeavor worth. Don't mind me just panicking about remembering where the tram is. It's the thing with the big spinning thing. Yeah. How's our mining skill doing? How's my defense skill, actually? So mining is at 46. We still can't get my next level of it, but close. Defense is still reasonably caught up. I get punched enough, apparently. I am level 14 currently. 14 and a half. She has an apron, but it could be cuter. Aprons are like a really fun sewing project for gifts for people, especially if you can like personalize it. You know, you pick out like a really, really cute fabric or embroider it or something. My apron has kitty cats on it. My sister gave it to me for Christmas a couple of years ago. I came to visit up here, and she made a stocking for me, which is very sweet of her. Got a little apron in it. Have to learn how to sew. They must be pretty easy, though. Sewing's fun. Sewing's a bit of a hole, though, because it's one of those hobbies that you're like, oh, this is fun and easy, and then before you know it, you have, like, a bunch of tools and supplies, And you think it's going to be cheaper. Like, you think that being able to sew and make your own, like, clothes and accessories and stuff is going to be a money-saving thing. And unless you're really, really good at finding good or not picky about finding inexpensive supplies, it's not really cheaper. It's very hard to compete price-wise with mass-produced goods. But there's something extra special, if you don't mind the extra money about it, of having something that's, like, handmade and custom. Love to see you have a fish apron to match your favorite fish shirt. I did not stick with embroidery long enough to learn how to, like, freehand embroider a bunch of cute little things. I got, like, a pattern book, and I had, like, these chalk pencils for putting down the outlines and stuff, and I never did do any of it. It was a book that was like how to embroider cute things, and I thought, that's for me. It's got my name all over it. This cat is asleep. Ooh, cozy. Kitty, are the trucks gonna get me again? We were watching the Julia Child histo-documentary series last night, which was also really interesting. I'm a bit embarrassed the name rings a bell, but I can't remember from what. Hi, Millie. How are you doing? How are things? Can you get hit by the tram? Can you imagine if that was how you died? The tram rolls in. Gone. An American chef. Oh, I see, I see. That is where I remember the name from now that you mention it. That would be it. Alright. I want to grind out... Oh, look. Cecil. I want to grind out... Did I want any of these quests? Level 60... Level 15, find Bingles. Oh no! Where is Bingles? Loch Modan. Alright, alright. I would love to just get to 15 today, would be great. Oh yeah, I've got some reports to turn in. I can get a bag slot back. I think we're going to the throne room. I've died falling off the tram. I think for my next talent point, I gotta finish out this damn. I need these defensive talent points. I'd love to have more, like a faster casting corruption, but it's a later me problem. Hazel, I dinged 10 yesterday. How or where do I get the Woodwalker quest? You can pick it up from your warlock trainer in your nearest major city. So they'll send you to either Orgrimmar, or you want to go to either Orgrimmar or Ironforge or Stormwind, depending on what kind of warlock you are. And they'll send you. Just use caution. It can be very dangerous. If you're planning to solo it, I would maybe consider waiting until like level 11 or 12 before you go in and do it. Or look for a group for what you need to do, because it can be... I've seen people die to that quest. Alright, can't. Oh no, you're not getting up. She thought about it and she's not doing it. I cannot find this. I said it was the throne room, and I talked to Big Game about it, and apparently I don't know where the throne room is. Turn the reports in. Oh, it's on the inside. You go into the forge and then back in the other way. That's right, that's right. Stormwind wasn't offered it. You go check out all the way in the Slaughtered Lamb. So in Stormwind, all the way back. So in Stormwind, you go into the Mage Quarter, and you go all the way back into the... struggling to find Stormwind. All the way back, like here. In the basement. Like, all the way underneath. If it still doesn't offer it to you, then that's weird. And I don't have any good ideas. Never thought about gnomes saying, "My, you're a tall one," to other gnomes before. I like to think they're talking to Hellgrave. Rana Rocks, thanks for the raid. Welcome. Almost high enough to visit the Master's Glaive again. I want to see if the body of my first dude's still there. You gotta make them remember. Every cultist you kill, you go, you remember me. You know what you did. Where? There we go.
Great to meet you.
420 experience. 1 silver. And a free bag slot. Can't complain about that. I would love to make it to Thelsamar. I can't believe I started Loch Modan last time and I died before I could even make it to the first city. Oh, we need another soul shard. I'm out of soul shards and I'm out of health stones. Should I buy new health potions before I go? I think so. Lesser healing potions. 38 copper per. That seems worth it. Slows you down, but I have 1 on me and I would like to have a couple more. And that's one thing about not being an alchemist is if you want those alchemy buffs, you gotta buy them. I have 1 more defense on me. A little stack of 5. Worth. These guys. Oh, that's kind of expensive. I don't know about 2 silver per for that. Level have mats for supplies for tunes? Yeah, that's a good point. That's true. Oh. Yeah. We're back up to like 25. That's nice. I'm gonna make a nice little batch. So we're gonna throw this one here, and then this one here, and then my food. I like putting all of my different buffs in like one nice little condensed spot. I love how having a gold makes me feel so rich. Did get a wand. They slap so hard. Haven't had one before. Didn't know about them. It's not something that you would think of if you hadn't played a bunch of Classic or been talking to people that were like telling you everything about Classic. I guess I could have posted a few more things before I left, but I gotta go. I want to get out of here. I'm sick of being in town. I'm a wandering warlock. I'm on the road. Let's go find something reasonably safe to drain soul so we can have a health stone to carry around. Those have come in handy. Those have been good. Wandering reasonably safe warlock. Red areas of my map are areas where people tend to die. That's the Deathlog heat map. I mean, we're getting towards the end of the stream. It's 11:49. I think I have enough time. We turn in the Shimmer Stout. We take revenge on some of the lower level ones, you know. No need to be going to mess with the bigger ones. I like that. If I was to look at Loch Modan on Deathlog. Zone stats, Eastern Kingdoms. Not the Searing Gorge. Not the Burning Steps. Loch Modan. Yeah, that's the mob that killed me, and it's the mob that kills more people than anything else. The scouts are also dangerous. Those seers, though. And then the geomancers. People die in the kobold tunnels up there, too. And I hear Mr. Moose. Hi, Moose. I think Moose is playing with his dad. We took him for like a long walk last night, and it was good. He had a great time. He's trotting all over the place. Got some zoomies out. Met some doggies. Met some people. It's one thing about walking with a puppy is that puppy's making friends everywhere. Plans for the weekend? Moose adventures? I have not thought that far ahead yet. I have like 2-hour block brain right now. I woke up this morning and I wasn't really thinking past stream. I gotta wrap up stream, have some lunch, and then like look at the blank void of the next couple days and go, I should probably write something down. Whether I will is an open question. I've gone to Keranos for no reason. Turning around. Turning around. It's funny that unstructured time should be such a stressful thing. Because it's like, well, then just structure it. Just like make a plan. Duh. But like, it gets me. Sneaks up on me every time. Is Moose a neighborhood celebrity yet? Yeah, people that we've never met before will be like, oh, is that Moose? I've heard about Moose. Because dog people talk. Find it stressful? Yeah, especially if I feel like I probably should do something. But there's this space in my brain where I occupy where I know I should do something, but I know that as long as I keep it vague and nebulous, I won't do it. And I have a habit of staying there because that means I don't do it. It's a lazy thing. Or an easy thing, I suppose. But having that ambient pressure of like, oh, here's 6 hours with no plans. If I know that it's 6 hours and I've already done XYZ things and I'm like, I'm gonna chill. That's fine. That's great. That's usually when I get into puttering around and I'll like do a bunch of things and have a nice time. But if it's just like a big block of time and I'm like, I should catch up, but without any effort to define what that means, oh boy, that's the beginning of Spiral Town. I want all time to be free time. It's the retirement dream. I feel like retired people must still have like errands, you know. So you gotta go do all the normal stuff, buy groceries, pay your property tax, rake the lawn. Do you have a tool belt you wear around the house while puttering? I sometimes find myself accumulating objects in too many pockets. Like I'll be wearing pants and a jacket. And this jacket, for example, has 4 pockets. It's got side pockets and patch pockets on the front. And then I'll also have 2 to 4 pockets on the pants, depending on whether or not they have back pockets. And I stash items in them at total random. There is no rhyme or reason. It's even worse if I'm out and I'm wearing a bag too, because like I'll have like a bag with like 3 separate pockets in it, plus 4 on the jacket, 2 on the raincoat, 2 on the pants. And there's no organization at all. There's no, I'm going to put my wallet in this pocket so I always know where it is. And at any given time you might have like your keys and your phone, your wallet, but also like dog treats or like the dog clicker, or, you know, dog bags for the dog, that kind of thing. And any other minor objects that you may have picked up or meant to put down. And it's just, it's chaos, it's madness. I am that person that takes like 5 minutes to find something because I'm like, it's gotta be one of these. Are you gonna get the hardcore Iron Will buff? I don't fully know what that is. I didn't have any plans to seek out any additional challenges though. Sounds like RL WoW. Go do things. Collect random things you may or may not know where they came from. I end up with a lot of garbage in my pockets because I'll see something that I'll think that Moose might want to pick up and I'll just try to get it first and then throw it out later. It means that I'm washing my clothes more often, but I'm this close to just walking around my neighborhood with a trash bag and like the litter picker-uppers. I just don't want my dog eating bottle caps. Kleenex for me. Making your neighborhood tidy. Yeah. I wish people wouldn't litter. I really wish they wouldn't litter. I used to think it was clean before I had a puppy. Gives you a cool buff you keep until you die. Cool animation. Oh. I get extra incensed when I see people bag up dog waste and then leave the bag on the side of the road And they'll do it like half a block from a trash can. Like, it's not far. It's not, I don't, that's like several layers of disrespect that gets me more than anything else. I hate that. And I'm like extra anxious and or annoyed when dog owners in particular aren't picking up after their pets, because I feel like now that I'm a dog owner, you know, I don't want people to think that it was Moose. It was not Moose. We pick up after him. He's a good boy. We clean up. But other people are not as diligent sometimes, and I feel like they're giving all the dogs a bad rep. It's not what I want. Drives me insane. Live for 3 hours, only just showed up as has gone live. It's no good. I'm pretty close to wrapping up actually. This is about the end of my time slot. I just I have some gnolls to talk to. Gnolls? No, not gnolls. Trogs. Gnolls, kobolds, and trogs I get not mixed up, but like the words mixed up. I would love to make it to Thelsamar. Let's get a fresh food buff. I feel like it got very quiet all of a sudden. Minor defense. Food. Ashenvale for me. Thing that stops me from having a dog, having the stomach for it. That's fair. Pets, and also I think to some extent young children. There's just going to be bodily fluids and waste involved. There's no getting away from it. Oh, level 35. Arathi Highlands is the new Deadridge. Alright. The big thing that got me last time was not being aware of the path. Not having a good threat management. Escaping the wrong direction. And also being somewhere that I had no business being. I didn't need to be that far up the hill yet.
Here there. Watch, get her back.
See if we can do any better. What is that one? Further up the hill, eh? Like it's back out and up? Because is that's out to Loch Modan. The Lost Pilot. Northgate Pass. Southgate Pass. Oh, I see. Do I see? Oh, I see. Yeah. Maybe we go the other way. Might be nice to have a threat meter. I'm happy with threat plates for now because I like that it tags the threat amount and who has aggro on it visually to the specific individual mobs that I'm fighting in like a multi-pull. I'm in the scary valley full of trogs. The path is just lined with the corpses of those who have fallen before me. Sounds like the thing that got you is 4 different things. It's been my only death so far. I'm not ready for it to happen again. It looks like if we go in the north way, that, like, it's not that we can't go back down and do trogs down south there, but it looks like we can get to Thelsamar without even having to go by them. Some sort of self-healing spec for mages? In retail? That's a good question. Oh, a couple of people just got to 60. 2 dads in QuakeCon. Alright, let's try the Northgate Pass. I may have burned my buffs a little early. Hang on. We need a new Hellstone. I always want to have it before you need it. And then a new soul shard just as a backup. It's a level 18 hunter. Yeah, mage was never one of my go-to specs for farming old raids. Unless I like specifically needed mage tier. Oh, I didn't even loot that boar. I could have skinned it. Yeah. I used to be really excited when I got like white quality armor drops, but I haven't been wearing them as much lately. We can make it to Thelsamar. I know it. This is my last stream of the week. Monday, Tuesday are my days off. So who's to say what level I might be when you see me again? Got lucky with some green drops, been able to sell. Nice. That's always such a good feeling, especially when you get one and it's like, maybe not for you, but really well itemized. Your male pants of the bear, and it's like, oh yeah, that's gonna be good. I had a pair of green shoulders drop in the wetlands, and I sold them for more than a gold. I was so excited. I don't know if you know this, but my hunter is wealthy. I feel like I'm gonna lose it all the moment I go back to town to just in not even in buying armor, just like training a couple of skills and then buying some arrows. Restock the ammo bag. Let's make sure to live for 2 days. Listen. We never die. I'd say we have never died, but that's not true. Can't say that anymore. Just do safe things. I have a feeling that I'm gonna get this character. Uh-oh. That's not good! Oh, you're looking for the lost pilot? Oh dear me. That is a mess. What do they want me to do? They want me to get a claw. It's a green quest. I suppose I can do it before I leave the area. Don't forget to pay out for the believers. Once I wrap up, I'll do it. I should do it pretty soon, but I want to make it to Thelsamar, and apparently I want to go do. So what happened to him? Mange Claw, a huge bear. Okay, that one. It's fighting someone. Fighting someone. Wait for a respawn. There's more things to do in hardcore. How can we be done when we're not done yet? Oh, snow leopard. I guess we can skin while we wait. I wonder what range, like how far away I need to be to not count as being in melee anymore in terms of threat. Probably farther than I normally stand. I also wonder what the spawn time on this is. A lot of mobs like this will have a pretty fast spawn. They're not like super bottleneck anymore, but I wonder if that falls off as you get higher level. Hey, we got mining 50. I can finally get, what is it, journeyman mining, the next level, whatever it is. That'll be good. I bet there'll be lots of good ore in Loch Modan. Got another 19 copper to sell. Depends on the quest more than anything. Yeah. Oh, there he is. There he is. Nice. Oh yeah, he's only level 11. He's not even an elite. After I said that, I thought to myself, well, that's a bit rude. That dwarf got brutally murdered. Like, he's very dead. It's not very nice to say that he's that bear's not scary. It's a very scary bear. Oh, I got a light hide. Somebody will want to buy that. Those are like a bottleneck for leather workers for a little bit. Really? Only 71 copper? I guess they've really fallen off. $4 silver, $5 silver. Holy. Yeah, that'll be nice. I'm gonna buy more gear for this character before I buy her any, before I get her any more bags. 2 bags should be good for now. We're also getting a lot closer to 15. Hoping there are no bears while hiking tomorrow. I hope the bears stay well out of the way. Make lots of good noise. Bear bells are good, but if you don't have bear bells, sing-alongs are my favorite go-to. My friends and I used to hike while doing singing through the soundtracks to various Disney movies. Not that we were playing it or anything, we were just doing it from memory because everybody knew them. Kirk AF, thank you very much for the 48-month resub. That's a great deal of time. Tend to talk a lot anyway. Yeah, don't be afraid to be loud. I always feel a bit embarrassed about it or guilty, like I don't want to disturb other hikers, but you definitely want to let the wildlife know that you're there, because they want to steer clear of you and you just don't want to surprise anything. Do you have bear spray? Good. Bear necessities, staple sing-along song for bears. My mom always hikes with bear bells on her back. It's good. So we got a couple of quests here. 14, 15 quests though. I'll pick them up, but I don't know about following through on them. I think we pick these up. Maybe look into that copper. I can't walk away from copper. It's too good. It's too valuable. Mosey on down to Thelsamar. I bet there's gonna be tons of quests to pick up out there. We never made it last time. My mom was very sweet. She got me a Airbnb gift card for my birthday, so I'm gonna have to plan a trip. I'm gonna have to. I was gonna say take a few days off, but I could probably do it over like a Sunday to Tuesday sometime. You just have to. I'd like to go in the fall, but you just have to hope it's not raining, or that if it is raining, that you can still have a nice trip. I know exactly where I want to go. Plus, I found out that some Airbnbs you can take pets too, so find a good one that I can bring Moose. Long weekend trips are nice. See if I can ask one of my family members to cat sit a bit. Solves that problem. Yeah, I could also look into daycare first, and then there are great dog boarding places around here. But I don't know. I'd miss him too much. What if I just never leave him? What if he just comes with me everywhere? Yeah, I think that next time that I play, I'm probably gonna head back through the south gate, pick up those quests, and maybe try to very gently grind some of the lower level trogs. Carefully. See how that goes. Sure you can get a good weather weekend. Depends on what you'd like to do. Can plan for rain. Yeah, I just need to book it out like a couple weeks in advance, and it's just so impossible to know what the weather's gonna do. But even if it's raining, you know, I got a good raincoat. I'd go to the beach in the rain. Go pick up some coffee and get the dog all muddy. Deathlog is the heat map, yeah. Yeah, Family is wonderful for helping with pet sitting, but neither of them, I don't know about full-time dog care. My sister has a young baby, and my mother would have to like stay here in my place, and I bet she would, but she does a lot of stuff. She's busy. She's got a lot of obligations. I am loath to saddle her with another one. Is there not a quest here? Do I not turn something in here? No? Alright. Hey look, it's Thelsamar. We made it. Kitty, we made it in. We've lived. I'm gonna set my hearth here, I think. I think we're gonna set up in Loch Modan for a while. I'll go back for Westfall eventually. but I think I'm
What
gonna
can I get for
we're
you
gonna
today?
hang out. We've got some good. We can grind some cooking levels out here. We can grind some gold. Pardon me. We've got an agi dagger to sell. Yeah, we don't need any of this. This is good. That's good. That I'm gonna keep and use. And I'm only 3.5 bars off from 15. He's pathing around. Oh. Alrighty. We are over time for today. Thanks for the stream. Enjoy your day. Please post more pics of this. I'll see if I can get anything to onto the Instagram story at least. I appreciate your company. Thank you very much for joining me. I'll be back on Wednesday with a brand new stream. We'll have some retail to do, but I also don't see my hardcore addiction dying off anytime soon, so we'll see. I'm going to pay out the prediction because we did not die. I will do that just as I turn off the stream here. Thank you so much for joining, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.